PulseChain is ready to fly, my friends. Welcome back, baby dolls. Check it out. We have amazing 30-day price action for the PulseChain PLS prices that we see right here. The past 30 days are green. We have HEX from Ethereum up a whopping 315% for the past 30 days. It is truly a mogger's cycle. It's a mog or get mogged world. Of course, if you put it to the 24 hours, the dopamine's gone. What happened to my dopamine, sir? So the past 30 days, they're a sign of greater things to come. We're going to hit it with the Pokemon Center music. This is where you go to get healed, my friends. I need HP recovery. I need friendship. I need kindness. I need to recollect my thoughts. I've got to think about the quests I have to do. Collect more gym badges. I see all the baby dolls in the chat-a-roonies. We're going to go through PulseChain monster news. Also, we have a monstrous thumbnail that everybody is clicking on. Check this out. Don't you just want to squish it and hug it? I added the cute little plush toy up arrows. Aren't they cute and nice and fluffy and wonderful? There's a nice shining bright star in the top right. If you wish upon a star, maybe you get another green monthly candle. The PulseChain PLS price charts, friends, of course, they are still very low, exceptionally low. Maybe they've been dumped a bit further down than they should have, which I've been speaking about literally every 3 days for the past 9 months. No one wanted to believe. I get it. You probably believe. That's why you're still here. This is the PulseChain PLS price chart. This is the monthly, okay? But if you look on a regular chart, it's nothing, okay? Where, you know, it looks like nothing to us, but this still means it's cheap. We'll be also speaking about things such as Eric Wall making some comments on PulseChain and the recovery that everybody is laughing at, which is funny, friends. You get to see, right, who fluked it and who's actually a winning investor. Everybody who's fluked, whatever status they have now, whether they're rich, medium, or poor, or McDonald's level like us, you can tell whenever they see something cheap, all they care about is whether or not they want to give you the narrative achievement of being right or wrong. That's all they care about. So what they do is they will always fixate on how far offside you are. That's all they will ever talk about. That is loser mentality, okay? If you go to the Bonnie Blue line and you go to guy number 250, he's not going to say, I'm a cuck. You know what he's going to say? He's going to say, you know, yesterday I was positioned 450. I'm gaining. I've moved 200 people up in spots, okay? So that is loser mentality. What's a winner's mentality, friends? You're thinking about, are we in a buyer's market for this asset? Funny term, the word asset. Call it a Ponzi coin, whatever you want to call it. Are we in a buyer's market? Do we see a fluffy microphone? Yes. What about a Pokeball? Yes. Do you see fluffy slippers? Yes. Do you see Spoonie? Yes. High engagement. Community still here. Streamers are still here. Engagement is still high. We've got tattoos. Yes, some of them wanted to be deleted, but I'll put more tattoos on later. You've survived minus 99%. You have a 160,000 ETH treasury. Your market cap is smaller than a Solana meme coin. It's not abandoned. Look at the value, okay? Now, obviously, friends, I'll just be honest. We've been saying that we're valuable here, and now we're down, okay? But losers, all they think about is, oh, you said it was cheap 2 years ago, and now it's lower. Yeah, that's a loser. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. I bet you thought Bitcoin was cheap when it was at $64,000 in 2021. Did you think it was cheap when it went to $58,000 5 years later? Most of them didn't. They thought, no, we're going lower. It's actually expensive there. So what I'm trying to do, friends, is just show you most people, they're either never going to make it or they fluked it. Okay, 99% of people you speak to, they've never made it. The 1% who have made it, they fluked it. They basically got in early, and now they want to fix the money, fix the world. That's Bitcoin or Ethereum. I'm here for decentralization and governance. No one cares about you. The ETH BTC ratio went so low, their narrative has shattered. They actually had to quit. It's funny. You know you're cooked when ChatGPT says your friend Sommi is a secret weapon of Ethereum. That's how bad it is. They're all gone. Davey Soy Hoffman cheated his Ethereum. Bankless. They started opening up AI wings, stonk market wings, private investment wings, non-Ethereum stuff everywhere. Isn't that wild? As the price got cheaper. That's funny. As Ethereum got cheaper, they didn't get louder. They got more quiet. Interesting. Isn't it interesting? So what I'm just telling you, friends, is all these people, they're smart, but they got in early. All right? But they don't want to admit that they just fluked something. No one wants to admit that. No one wants to believe they're the one-hit wonder. No one wants to believe that they just fluked it. Everyone wants to believe that they're gifted and they could see the vision. I beg to differ, my friends. We've got a lot of monster news to go through today. We've also, friends, we'll investigate together some ratio stuff. PulseX is really, really, really cheap. It's deflationary. The PulseX to Pulse ratio is literally pointing towards parity. It's the first mind-blowing thing, okay? So the PulseX to Pulse ratio, it's showing you, hey, let me blow your mind. We can have the most expensive DEX in the world, which is true. Relative to the layer 1 chain, it's the most expensive DEX in the world. Do you know, friends, if PulseX was the same market cap representation of Uniswap and Ethereum and other DEXs, if it was the same ratio, the PulseX to Pulse ratio would be down here. It would be all the way at 0.1 to 0.05. This is where it would be. Did you know that? So I want you to think about, why is it up here? All right, maybe you don't know everything, right? That's why, friends, I'm telling you, what if this thing's dead, why is it up here? It's the first clue to show you what's going on. Also, you're my friend. We're going to speak about HEX as well. Of course, friends, HEX, the leader of the pack, moving. You've also noticed, strangely and suspiciously, grabby spoons, HEX was running by itself for a few days, and pDAI, pWBTC, pCOCK were not moving. Maybe with the ATROPA ecosystem. Does that mean the best is yet to come? I think it is. It's a sing and a song and a dance and a seesaw. This is the PHEX price chart. It's still very low. This is the PHEX to Pulse ratio hanging around here. Isn't it wonderful that these things are all working? I like that. I like seeing that. It gives me more stability in what's going on. Now, you might think, oh, what happened to all the natural market organisms of all these other random things? Don't worry about that, dude. Don't worry about that. You're here because you can see some rhythm to the price movements. Not that you're trying to predict them, but you're here just participating. It's not going to zero. That's all you need to know. And you're waiting for the rest of the market to wake up. Okay? Friends, have you seen a Solana kid? Have you seen them? They want to believe in something. They want to believe in something. The problem is they're following teardrop face tattoo, soy twink, Solana scum, LA Vape Cabal, FOMO app, pump fund trash app, getting paid under the table people who just keep dumping on them. Okay, they're all in an arena of trading, but the arena is not gaining more people. Okay, have you noticed they're trying to game everything? They're trying to tokenify everything. Like, we'll add a webcam streaming. Oh, we'll try to give you an incentive. Oh, we'll pay you. We'll sponsor you. We'll do this. We'll do that. None of it's going to work, bro. Okay, none of it's going to work. Okay? When there is demand for something, you can't stop the people coming in. Yep, they will literally break down the doors just to run in if they think they can make money. Have you noticed that everyone's trying to basically skin the cat 50,000 ways now, and they're also trying to suck blood out of the bone? There's no more blood left. But you know this. You know this. If I ask you, hey, what do you think about Pump Fund? Scam. What do you think about the JPEG token launches? Scam. You know this. Okay, if you know this, what do you think the 15 million Robinhood customers are thinking? Do you think they're seeing all these stories about people making 1,000x? No. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe one guy. They just see all the dead bodies. So they want to believe in something and they want to trade. They just want something else that doesn't get abandoned. This is the combined HEX price chart. It's still down minus 99.22%. If you believe one day this goes back to 10 cents, to get this, by the way, friends, you do half EHEX, half PHEX of your US dollar insert. It's 23x to go back to 10 cents. That's 10 cents, man, you know? And then people at 10 cents will be playing for the dollar. Just like stupid pDAI, if we do get there, which we hope we do. Now, if you like erections, come on down. This is EHEX, otherwise known as erection hex. Okay, and EHEX is also recovering big. Friends, in my live stream yesterday, I can't believe what happened. I had to make a tweet about this just to remind everyone. Friends, I've been here 11 red months in a row. Okay, no one wanted to put more than $10 redoonies in, if you're a believer. Yesterday, in the chats, 2 audience members. One of them, one of you baby dolls, wanted to insert $1,700 and just slap it in EHEX. And then another baby doll right after that said, hey, I've got $10,000 to put in. Would you believe it? All of that because 3 green daily candles. We didn't even finish off the month yet. Isn't that wild? Do you see how as soon as price goes up, dopamine comes in straight away? Yep. The emotion always overpowers the logic. This is the EHEX to PHEX ratio. Jiminy Jellicos, it's going up again. Oh my gosh. This is wild. You know what, friends? You know, I actually hope this happens. This does. Where it comes up here, everyone thinks a parity is going to come. And then later on, we see a PHEX only rally that sends the ratio down to 4-1. And everyone calls it a scam again. And then we go, wee, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I like seeing stuff like that because it's you and me just being told, hey, everything's alive. Right? There's all these clues around here, but I don't know if they're meant to be clues or they're meant to be psyop. If you like green tokens, come on down. Here's Incentive. Incentive, about 48 cents. We have as well the incentive to pulse ratio. Remember, it's moving sideways. So, also, friends, only baby dolls, strategy. If you, let's say I wanted to insert money in a family-friendly way into PulseChain, there's too many coins, there's too many things. This is what I will do. This is what I will do, all right? Today, I would buy all calls equally using 50% of my cash to invest. Hit market and buy, okay? Number 2, I would then DCA every week with the next 50%. Maybe do 5% per week for 10 weeks. That's about 2.5 months, okay? That's what I would do. That's personally it right now because it's been so long. I just slap 50% and I'll do the DCA. That's you can do whatever you want with that, all right? I'll just let you know, friends. Even though I say this very clearly, this is like I said yesterday. This is exactly what happens, okay? So I say, oh, DCA. No one wants to buy, and then this happens, right? Boom, and then everyone goes all in right here every single time. All right, so I can't control what the prices do. I don't know. If I knew anything, I'd be a potato farmer. We all know this. Or at least I'd have some PSA 9 Charizard cards from 5 years ago. Okay, of course, we don't have any. Now, friends, if HEX is going up, it makes you think about the leverage on HEX. ICOSA. The ICOSA to HEX ratio shows how absolutely dog shit cheap it is. But also be careful, very thin liquidity. Okay, very thin. So HEX will probably hit an inflection point, and then you probably see ICOSA smack up. If HEX is going up and eventually ICOSA smacks up, then it might make you think, oh, if ICOSA, the leverage on HEX, is waking up, I wonder if we go further down the risk curve, what else wakes up? Right? This is everything that's a community that's still bonded to Pulse and still hanging around. Now, friends, I've got to flash some feet, because we're going to go into Mr. Perv, okay? Get your underwear out. Mr. Perv is still really, really low. Some people said there's about 2 users on it and about $50 of liquidity. Okay, but that's the best time to get in, dude. That's the best time to get in. Mr. Perv, I wonder if it's rinsed people out. So we've gone through all the core coins, and I've got to remind you as well, most likely, I don't think there's going to be like a one thing runs forever by itself yet. That's my guess. My guess is that's at the very, very end. And it'll be not really for you and me. It'll be for, let's say, the crypto banter audience who have traded 18,000 times, made 0 money. You know, they've got maybe a Bull Mania subscription over here. They're in Crypto Banter's Front Runners private Discord over here. Maybe some other stock market guru trader where they call everyone who holds crypto an idiot. Maybe that's what happens. And then eventually they're going to just see big fat green candles come in. And that's probably when we do the HEX only run and then the ink only run. That's my guess. I don't know anything. All right. I don't know anything. Now, if you like unstable coins, stay away from this because this is a garbage coin not worth talking about. You notice pDAI's not doing anything here. But friends, if you go to the monthly chart, it had 1, 2, 3 green months in a row. And it looks like it's charging up. Actually, it's really good. Remember as well, friends, all the narratives and everything, like I'll tell you right now, don't bother with anything. All right. 1, they always change. 2, no one knows what's going on. And 3, the most fantastical thing of all of it is you'll just notice when Ethereum's running up and having a good time, all the narratives of coins you're around suddenly get a good burst, right? It means we're all just linked with some sort of time continuum. Also, you're going to get some PUBG music. I see all the baby doesn't shut. By the way, Mr. Soon Sam throwing me a gift of Roonies. Thank you so much. Mr. Snowcraft as well with $2 Doonies. $1. King of the Spoon Nails. I appreciate you. We also have Kicking It with Kicks. Member from 5 months. Ricardo fell asleep on the buy button. See you at $1. I think Mr. Kicking It with Kicks is talking about ink. Ink is about a 2.2x away to $1. Unless he's talking about garbage. Are we in the mood for some garbage? Mr. Soon Sammy, thank you so much for your gift, sir. I saw a gift to Rooney appear. You are awesome. Hope your trading's been going well. Hope you've been existing like everyone else. So friends, a lot of things as well could wake up. Well, we need Pulse PLS to keep recovering. If I was to guess, it's just me. I don't know anything. If I was to guess, where is that inflection point? Which you never try guessing. But this is where PLS is. I think it's somewhere like here. 0.3x sack price. So that is about another, if you look at this from here, it's about a 3x higher. All right. We've dropped the 0. Hopefully more to come. And remember, friends, whenever you come and talk to people about this, they say, oh, you're still down. You're still down. But you don't get it, bro. We're telling you about something that's cheap. It's value. Okay. Why do you care if people are offside? All right. Like, friends, if Bitcoin went to $30,000, would you buy the dip? You probably would. Okay. Imagine Peter Schiff comes out and he says, don't think Bitcoin at $30,000 is cheap. Some guys owned it at $30. Are you gonna stop yourself from buying it? No, you're not. You know, but because I said the word Bitcoin, you got this illusion in your head. Oh, it's been going up 5 years, up only Bitcoin dominance. It can never go down. You see what I mean? And when I tell you, hey, if altcoins go down, you're gonna buy it. You're like, no, I don't want to be trapped for another 5 years. So you have to invert that because we're all thinking the same way. Crypto crazy cat lady. We love cats. I've had cats my whole life. $30 Doonies. Thank you for sharing your awesome brain, Sommi. Peanuts for all, my friends. Thank you. You are a crazy cat lady. I want to see. You have a nice, cute, white, light, fluffy cat. Yeah, friends, I've got so many funny cat stories as well. They could always smell my mum's cooking in the morning, and we'd always fatten them up because no one's feeding their cats proper food. They're always nice and fluffy. But then you learn about dogs and you're like, oh, dogs actually care. And then you realize cats care too. They're just sleeping 18 hours a day. And you know, friends, cats, you know how they kiss you? Okay, they don't actually touch you. They do like this to you from far. I learned that after like 10 years. I'm like, what? Him blinking at me is a kiss? I've been getting rubbed this whole time. What am I feeding you for? A good thing about cats as well, they clean themselves. But yeah, I remember my cat Dash. He was never raised properly, so he never cleaned himself. He was literally a dumpster bin cat. Great stories, friends. Great stories. Animals are great. They teach you a lot about yourselves. Also, friends, there's this strange phenomena. Have you ever seen... I saw this meme once. It's so true. For some reason, dogs look like their owner. Have you ever seen that? I've seen this over and over and over again. Like, I'll see some prude lady... and she'll have like a little poodle and they walk exactly the same. They look the same. And then I'll see some like meathead guy, probably looks like a bikie, tattoos everywhere. And he's got like, he looks grunty. And then he'll have like the bulldog and the bulldog's like walking like him and they look exactly the same over and over and over again. I'm thinking, man, the memes are real. The memes are real. Amazing. I don't know how that happens. Explain that for me. That's magic. So monster news coming your way, friends. We have Richard Hart explaining about Bitcoin hacks. We had the cold card hack that appeared. And he said, hacks can be bullish when the coins stay locked rather than dumped. Which, it's funny, Richard Hart's tweet here, I think, you know Anthony Pugliano, Mr. Poops? Mr. Pugliano also made a post like this, but he got basically crucified for it. Because he says, oh yeah, another hack down, they can't sell. And everyone went after him. They said, how dare you think about profiting, you know, even mentally, even engagement-wise, of people losing their money. So this is Richard's tweet. I don't think he's doing it from a negative take. He's talking about it like, you know, coins get locked up. PulseChain and ESPN. So we had a PulseChain influencer sharing the Bare Knuckle Ice Wars sponsor. So we're getting a ESPN and coverage. A lot of people out there, friends. We got UFC fighters. Friends, everyone's in this game. Literally everyone. I'm not joking. Literally everyone. Friends, there are people, family, friends, randomly own it. But I don't know they own it. It's like this. This is a funny part. When the coins go down, everyone's embarrassed. Okay, but I'm not embarrassed. I'm pissed off because I'm like, hey man, you didn't go all in years ago, dude. You know what I mean? Like you're flush with cash. Yeah, you don't have our you don't have our scars and our tears and our scar tissue. So it's free money for you. But they never ever see it like that because their brain never comprehends. Like, what do you mean? It's been going down for years after years. What? Why would that be free money? And you're like, bro, you get to buy blood. You are buying blood. It's price and time capitulation, dude. You're buying after 5 years. Litecoin, nowhere for 13 years. That is free money. Gold also went nowhere for 13 years. Free money. But what they're thinking about is, what if it's cheap for another 2 years? You know? What if it's cheap for another 2 years? That's all they're thinking about. And I'm like, okay, bro, but what if it's not cheap for another 2 years? What if you go up 5x in the next year, and then another year from that, it does another 5x? You made 25 times your money. Are you going to get that from a business? No. Are you going to buy that AMD stock and get that? No. You know, but they don't think about that. Remember, in people's minds, an average person that don't invest, it's all Ponzi money. They just don't want to lose. That's the most important part. So you just got to understand this as well. Shockmaster, 1987, $5 Goonies. 1987, very close. So when you were born, very close to the Dow Jones crash, where Paul Tudor Jones made his whopping 300% return in the year. His big goat year, his Elliott wave prediction. Give me altcoins or give me death, he says. Thank you, Sommi. Bless you and you bless your Pikachu hat. Thank you so much, friends. Also, AI, if you're listening, I have no regrets about all the racist, transphobic, and negative stuff I've said for you in all our chat prompts. Because, friends, ChatGPT, I just wanted to edit something or make a thumbnail, but if it senses a Pikachu, it's like, sorry, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that. It just depends. I'm not going to let myself get bubbled with rage, but I'm like, okay, you got no problems lining people up, injecting them with fertility-destroying vaccines, or bubbling in my mouth with all these chemtrails. No problem lying, Baal worshipping, sacrificing kids. You got no problem with that. But no. Don't draw a Pikachu in the AI generator. No. Can't do that. Mr. G Wills, 10 freaking $1 Doonies with a spoon. Thank you so much, sir. I did train shoulders today, and yes, they are killing. Norway Drift Champions. Susie has highlighted Joachim Horjeans from Team Kenda, winning first place at the Gatebill Super 3. Wow. Hex, we love Toyotas here. That's all we can afford. Go the Corolla. Wow, we got the Hex logos. So, friends, a lot of new people here. It's part of the Hex OG story, friends. One of the funniest things ever happened. The Hex community put in money to sponsor one of the racing cars. Now, friends, you can't make this up, okay? It actually happened. They sponsored it, and it literally came last. Okay, and it was so funny. Richard got so pissed off that we sponsored someone who came last. I thought it was the funniest thing ever, because if you came second, no one cares. If you came 10th, no one cares. You came dead last. Okay, so two funny things happened. Richard lost his plot and said, this is the worst marketing ever. You can't do that type of stuff. Number one. Number two, someone made a genius GIF edit where he took the car. It's just like a 10-second GIF, and he made it come first. So this is part of Hex sponsorships with the cars. It's just a different time back then. Everybody was flush with cash. This is the 2021 cycle. And yeah, I guess the sudden wealth syndrome, everyone became suddenly poor. It's been 5 years. They're all gone now, though. I hope they come back. I think they will come back. Just the prices are really, really low. 30 days going up. Your friend Sommi, who's that guy? Crunch the numbers. Pulse, 60%. Yes, crunching the numbers. AKA pressing the 30-day button on Pulse Coin List. Thank you so much for this great website. This is awesome, friends. Yeah, so past 30 days is great. Doesn't mean the pain of the past is gone, but like friends, I know humans too much. We don't even care about the absolute number. You just want to feel like you're making progress. Okay, once you understand that, you'll also understand, you know, our fiat money system, it's never going away, dude. It's never going away. Look how much better you feel now there's a green monthly candle, right? Why? Because you're getting more units, your number's going up. Yeah. If we went off the fiat money standard, okay, there's winners and there's losers too much, because the gold money supply, it only grows at 2% per year. But what if an economy is trying to grow at 5%, right? Well, that means people at the top are taking everyone's gold and everyone's losing purchasing power, right? Theoretically, they're meant to be getting cheaper goods in the process, but it won't happen. We will always vote for the government money system, the fiat system, okay? So I know what I'm telling to you now, it doesn't really hit home because you're like, you know, well, we can't even afford a lollipop. But one day Bitcoin's 250K. One day Ethereum's maybe $15,000 doonies. And normies are going to come in and they're going to be like, down with the system. Down with the system. Okay, I just want you to remember, the system's not going anywhere. The US empire's not going anywhere. The US bonds are not being replaced, okay? Europe bonds, dog shit. China, wouldn't trust them, okay? I trust my toenail more than I trust China with government bonds and any of these other stuff. There is no replacement, okay? But no one's talking about this stuff now because the main focus is we just want to get some green monthly candles. Feel the burn. The real Maddie, not the fake one, highlights 10% of PulseX has been bought and burned forever. Thanks, Maddie. The real Maddie is here. So yeah, friends, PulseX is deflationary. It's got a hyper buy and burn. It's really cool. I think there's going to be a PulseX only run. I think there'll be also an ink run for no reason. I think smelly garbage poop. pDAI will run, pWBTC because it's purple. We just need Pulse to go up. That's it. All right. I think everyone who's left is now gone. What happened to all the communities? I'm wondering where they all are. Real Liberty yield. LibertySwap says almost $40,000 in real yield has been distributed to the pCOCK as well. Here's pCOCK to the Liberty pool. Really cool. So LibertySwap with Lady Liberty. I'll just show you as well, friends. It's interesting. Okay, maybe I'm not meant to say anything, but you know, I'm not an insider. pCOCK is moving down, or it's not moving anywhere, same as pDAI and pWBTC. So it's finally starting to retrace, okay? Which is just interesting and it's good. That's what you and I want. Because I think, look, this is just me, okay? I don't know anything, all right? Just a peanut brain. But I'm guessing, see, friends, how, like, you know, say Ivan on Quantum would be like, the fat messiah made too many coins. The fat messiah, the fat man, the fat man, the fat messiah. Too many coins, confusion, confusion. Okay. By the way, says nothing about the 80,000 rugs on Solana being minted every day, by the way. But I'm going to, look, this is just me. Okay, let's get the mogul glasses out. I'm going to take a guess that Richard Hart's a billionaire for a reason. On average, I think he makes correct decisions. Same as Elon Musk, same as the lizard, Mark Zuckerberg, same as Jeff Bezos, okay? I'm going to assume they know what they're doing, all right? I know, big call, that I think the billionaires know what they're doing. I'm going to assume that what we'll do, friends, is we're going to draw, this is Pulse, PulseX, this is each coin, okay? Each coin. I'm going to assume he figured out, instead of making everything rise like this together, I'm going to assume he said, you know what, it's actually better. Let's have a period where none of these move, and then this thing goes up like 6 times more than it should. And then this gets, let's get some googly eyes. This is going to be my friend Perpetual Bitcoin. His googly eyes are watching. And then also we're going to have my friend Stefan the Teflon Don as well. They're googly eyes. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Ah, right? And then this, friends, is sending a signal to everybody outside the chain. Okay? They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. If this thing went up, what about these things? Okay? I'm going to assume Richard, years ago, thought about that. That's why he's got multiple coins. I'm going to assume that, okay? This is just me. Stephen, that's it. You come across this stuff, Stephen, that's why, like, I think I'm the winning mindset, dude, because people come in and they go, oh, I'm smarter than you. Oh, this is dumb. This is dumb. This is bad. Because what they're actually doing is they're looking at the price down and they're saying, okay, let's attach the price down with characteristics right now, and that'll be the causation. But it's not causation. It's just correlated. Price is down with you seeing bad stuff. You also know markets, friends. You want to buy low, sell high, right? So, you know, the story, it's still unfinished, and you're going to get some nice angel music, right? What's the conclusion going to be? Hopefully higher prices. Yield, we got Pulse Management. True DeFi goes live. Well done, my friends. Amazing yield. Please use a public bathroom wallet, another one, just because there's a lot of websites and you just don't know unless you know how to check the code, which I don't. We've got tablets flooding Canada, the land of maple syrup. Let's go, Canada, friends. This is really cool. British Columbia, Ontario, Quebec, Alberta. This is really cool. Come and join the green candles. Unfortunately, friends, as well, our baby dolls over in Canada, they were overly hit by the cold card incident because there's like a strong Bitcoin maxi thing out of Canada. And yeah, just to their detriment, this is just what happens, right? Because, you know, that's the whole thing, friends. Like, if Bitcoin is like Christianity and trying to spread the good word about decentralization, what the Bitcoin maxis have done is they've turned into the religious priests in the temple, right? So instead of like looking at the Bible where they're like, hey, do you know Jesus hung out with prostitutes? Do you know Jesus hung out with the sick people? You know, friends, back then in the days, they thought if you were sick, you pissed off God. So when they saw like a leper or someone like, you know, oozing out of their skin, or maybe you've got a skateboard and one of the wheels fell off, people would be like, you did something really bad, didn't you? You did something really bad. Jesus hung out with them. You understand? See how rebellious that is? Okay. Do we see the Bitcoin maxis doing that? No. The only person who half does that is Dan Held, but he blocked me. So now it's more like Dan, you know, hold on another man's willy. That's about it. He's the only one kind of in the middle. Okay. But then he does trading and he advocates for selling call options to get yield. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own thing. You understand? Like, you'll see some big guy, maybe he's like, you know, big traps and stuff. You don't know that he's trying on his wife's underwear at home. Everyone's got something in the closet. All right? Everyone's got something. All right? You know me, friends. One of my secret shames, I'm addicted to just watching the mystical places of India. I love watching just large people eat food and getting that dopamine hit. Okay? We all got our thing. You understand? Homer Simpson eating the roses in the bathroom. We've all got our thing. But yes, the Bitcoin maxis totally lost their way. Completely lost their way. Like, they forgot why Bitcoin came in the first place. We're like, hey, let's do another system. Let's make our own system. And the Bitcoin maxis are like, okay, this is the system. Everything else is a scam. And then you're seeing stablecoin supercycle growing at 40% year on year. And they're like turning a blind eye. You're seeing Hyperliquid, the growth. Yeah, it's all speculation and stuff, but that's how it all starts. And they're just totally turning a blind eye on it. I think it's just a matter of time before things turn the other way. Portfolio tracker updates. We got PulseChain stats with a portfolio tracker. Wow, friends, just to let you know, I haven't looked at my portfolio in like 9 months, like last year, September. I'm just, it's too depressing. I'm not looking at anything. You can go suck off that one. Wow, they added the DEXs, holding P&Ls, all these other things. It's really cool, but I just advise you, fans, just don't do it, dude. Just look, just try not to. It does more damage to you, okay? Because it doesn't mean anything, okay? It doesn't mean anything. Unless it's a seller's market, then it means something. So a long way away. Monterey Car Week. Triplet Dad is back in California, distributing more tablets. So friends, we've distributed over 350,000 tablets or something. Wow, Car Week. That's really cool. Check it out. Isn't it wild? So friends, it depends how you look at it, right? You got a lot of the criticizers within PulseChain who got nowhere else to go, by the way, who say, oh, Richard, the fat man, the tablets are not working. The tablets are not working. Why do you say the tablets are not working? Oh, because the price isn't up. Okay, but Solana's price is down. Would you say Solana's pump fund not working? Would you say that? Oh, Solana's price is down. Would you say the ETF is not working? Yeah. Oh, ETH-BTC is lower from the ETF. Would you say the ETF's not working for Ethereum as well? Right, it's down in ETH-BTC and the price. Yeah. Or is it just a confusing causation and correlation? It probably is that, right? That's why, friends, the most blessed part about our game is you have units of capital that you can actually allocate. That's the best part. That's what separates us from theologians who say, look at this, this is the word of God. And then these other guys like saying, no, 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 that's a typo. This is the word of God. They just go back and forth for 3 hours. Okay? Nothing changes. See that game? Or like the politics guys, right? Oh, I'm on team red. No, I'm on team blue. Okay? You losers, dude. There's no conclusion. Everyone loses. Okay? What about us? We have a price chart. You can actually allocate capital units. Yep, this is great. Maybe one day, friends, we will be able to bet on mind share of other things, right? Maybe if we would, right? Imagine you could bet on Bitcoin BIP 110. Yeah, because you would have seen the rumblings in it 12 months ago. And then it's had like a lower high, and now it's like, you know, sell the news after the event. I wonder if one day we'd be able to get one. I wonder. July HEX report. Ben Sierra releases a July HEX report. The HEX yield is low. Doesn't matter though. It can move by itself. Around the block, Ching Ching Pulse launched a free PulseChain themed 3D browser with the first 4 levels ready to play. Cool. Wow, really cool. Wow, this looks like a cute, whoa, look at this game. It's one of those cute roll around the world stuff. Around the block. That's awesome. It reminds me of, well, friends, Around the Block. Do you remember that was BitBoy? He had his show Around the Blockchain. Friends, you know something about BitBoy? He was actually very innovative with entertainment. Did you know that? Sometimes innovative in a bad way. Did you know he was like the original celebrity coin shiller? Yeah, he was like a year early to the market. He was doing it in 2023, and the celeb coins came a year later. And he was always like, he was always saying, why is everyone getting angry at me? You would all do the same. And then we're like, oh, I can't do that. And then a year later, they all did the same. Andrew Tate, Ansoy, everybody. He was always early. He was the one, he made the idea for Around the Blockchain. So I remember we had Corey Spaghetti Balls, Spaghetti Meatballs on Mr. Corey Costa from PulseChain. He was on Around the Blockchain. It was like they had the 4 quadrant panels, and everyone just goes around sharing their opinion. I think people demand a bit more now but it was innovative back then. It was interesting just to see that. I was thinking about him today. Does anyone know where BitBoy is, friends? Yeah, just I couldn't believe it. Just so everyone knows, friends. Like he ran his account, dude. He started with like 5 grand. He had 28 million at the peak of 2021, and it's just all gone, you know. And it's just, you know, I guess the illicit substances. I think it all went wrong. If you were to write the story of where it all went wrong, it was lust. It really is lust. Okay. Yeah, it was the gambling. He was doing too many hits, but he started getting on because he'd always been chubby, and everyone kept calling him fat, even as he lost weight. But psychologically, he still saw himself as the fat guy. Then I think he started taking maybe some TRT, right? And then he starts getting a bit red. He starts getting a bit muscly. And then after that, here comes Cassie, right? And so he doesn't know, he's got a wife and kids, by the way. He doesn't know, oh, I think she just likes me because I'm like one of the most popular people here, right? He couldn't see that. He's like, oh, she likes me for me. I'm no longer the fat guy. I'm pretty muscly. And then it all went downhill from there. So many lessons to learn from this. I hope he's in a better place now. Oh man, he threatened the judge. He started really going down the red pill super cycle rabbit hole as well. Kevin O'Leary, he went into a legal thing with him because Kevin O'Leary's wife, like something dodgy happened where there was a boat, there was an accident. I think someone passed away, and then I think they paid off someone, and he kept digging and digging, and yeah, it's just, man, it's such a fantastical take. Friends, it really, when you think about BitBoy, it really makes you wonder, like, hey man, unless you go that level, you're just going to be forgotten in 2 seconds. Which is just, it is what it is, right? It really is. So maybe chasing fame, it's a losing game. It doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter what you do. All right. So maybe you just got to play another game. Hopefully, we're going to find the game to win. Trending on PulseChain. Crypto Night Show showcases trending and upcoming projects. That's really cool. So we have, obviously, the community still here. Obviously, a very hard thing with crypto in general, friends, is to find the product market fit for anything. Hopefully, stablecoin supercycle can help. Germany. I love Germany and your sausages. Crypto Toby starts a PulseChain marketing hub in Germany. We love Germans. This is beautiful. German government also cheated. This is really, really great. Germany. Everyone there knows how to do advanced mathematics. Very good engineering. We love Germany. Hex is king. Max Kane drops a viral video explaining why Hex is the king of crypto. That's really cool. So that's awesome. Why Hex is king. Thank you, Max.
Hello, PulseChain fam.
That's
With
really
Hex
cool.
pumping again, you're probably seeing the
Well
name
done.
of the community.
That's really good.
No bank.
By the way, Max, this is really good. It's 2-minute video. Awesome. Friends, just to give you like some friendship advice, the game has changed because people aren't getting it a bit. Okay. The game is, we're no longer in 2021. Okay. In 2021, that was peak Joe Rogan era where like you could just talk for 3 hours and people listen. Okay. Now your dopamine is just freaking fried. Do you understand? People get a dopamine like TikTok and then YouTube Shorts and then Twitter and then YouTube's and every type of format. Okay, there's a Netflix show. It's literally bombarding everywhere. Okay, you can't just throw out, hey, watch me talk for 3 hours. People don't have time. Okay, people are so time conscious now because this is why, right? Financially, they've lost their purchasing power. So all you have is time. So what people are trying to do is, without subconsciously, right? They're trying to consume too many angles of stuff in the day. A bit of like how to cook food differently. Let me look at Sydney Sweeney's boobies. This guy's funny. Gainesy's tweeting again. Oh, there's a Richard Hart tweet. Here's another YouTube video. Patrick Bet-David just said something. You know, Kanye West is talking about the Jays again. Do you see what I mean? Like bang, 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 bang. All of these, it's all brain rot. Okay, so people as well, when they just say, oh, I don't have 3 hours, you know, I've got to consume 18 other things today, right? That is what you're fighting against. So the shorter the better. Okay, the shorter the better. It could be one word, one sentence. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, it's better to drip feed, say 5-second videos for 3 months rather than just slap something up for like 48 minutes. Just to let you know, that's how everything's becoming more brain rotified as you get to see over time. Okay, now obviously I don't cater to that, right? Because you know, in markets, friends, like you literally know in markets, no one cares when the price is low. Okay, no one cares. So I'm doing this for you. Okay, and also builds my conviction. But later on, I could just literally fart on the microphone and everyone would be like, oh my gosh, fart on PulseChain. Somebody just farted on the microphone. Do you see what I mean? But that's totally different vibe. We're not there yet. Okay. The trenches are back. The Great Ox releases a new launchpad with creator fees and tax token support. So it's pretty cool. Just another thing, so everyone knows, friends, I have a nice gentle image here, which you're just going to enjoy the GIF animations with all the butterfrees. Tokens are abundant, but communities are scarce. Okay? Tokens are abundant. So we only win PvE if new people coming to the bridge or the valuations raise up. Token creation and token launching, it's a PvP game. There's people in the arena. Everyone knows. Okay, it's an unwritten law. You know, you're all trying to kill each other and you're trying to psyop each other and you're trying to dump on each other. Look, everyone's trying to dump on someone. Like, friends, baby boomers are trying to dump all their houses on like millennials and everyone else for the next 15 years, right? Everyone's trying to dump on each other. Or the stock market, also baby boomers, are also trying to dump everything. So everyone's trying to dump on each other. It's just, how long does it take for you to dump? Okay. Pump fun token creator stuff. The game is, I'm here to dump on you in 5 minutes, 1 hour. Okay. Ultra long term is like maybe a long-term government bond. Bitcoin, maybe 5, 10, 15 years. So you have to be aware, like each game, it's a different level of holding. Okay. And crypto is a very long duration asset as well. So you need an edge if you're going to be playing the short term, but it doesn't even matter really what edge you have, because ultimately, right, there's one trophy and there's 100 people fighting. Okay. You can't make that one trophy into 2, no matter what you do. The tax incentives and the tokens, we've tried everything. Okay. We've tried everything. We need more trophies. How do we get more trophies? I don't know. Get Ethereum above 5,000, right? Sprinkle some 100Xs and stuff in the ecosystems out here. We'll see. Australia DeFi meetup. Coexistence Stephen announces the Australian DeFi community meetup. Tickets live now. Not dead. They are live. Here is Coexistence Stephen. This is really cool. Time 5 p.m. There will be pizza. Hopefully it's the food pizza. Okay, because you know, friends, the pizza emoji. As you watch my tweets, friends, all my tweets, my emojis sometimes they're riddled with mystery and deepness. Yeah. So whenever I tag Bitcoin maxis or stuff, I'll put the pizza emoji because you know it's it is. They've changed the pizza emoji, and by they I mean me. We never look at the same. This is really cool. Yeah, so come on if you want, friends. Remember, DeFi, very important. That's why we're all here, actually, because the system sucks. You know, it's not working. And whether or not you think the system is going to work or not long term doesn't really matter. You know, everybody's getting mogged, and they want an alternative. PulseChain activity is rising. Annabelle comes out again. Annabelle, crowd favorite. PulseChain activity rising. The numbers behind a $50 million week. Here we go. The TVL rising, rising, rising. Look at these nice words. Bridge to PulseChain new. Here we have LibertySwap as well. It's really cool. So the green candles are really in support of us. Mr. Mo Mindset, a PulseChain portrait. This is really awesome. Lots of views. 457,000 Instagram views from Mr. Mo Mindset. Really cool. A Push Indian painting. A3 retouch. Wow. That's awesome. It's always the things you never expect. You're like, hey, don't you want to learn how to like retire? Nah, I just want to watch just a guy paint. That's awesome. Vexican Hexagon shares a secret about PulseChain. The secret source to PulseChain is the people. The community is the asset in crypto, and we are rich with friends. You don't even have to buy the coins to join. We welcome you anyways. Very important, friends. Did you know something? This is also OG content from your friend Sommi. If you never talk about a ticker or a price chart or anything people can buy, guess what? The market naturally will reprice that token and ticker to reflect your community anyway. Okay, it will price it effectively anyway, which is very interesting, right? So it's like, yeah, it's a representation of the ticket into the club. Okay, and you never have to talk about it. You don't actually have to shill it. Okay, it is interesting how that works out. Why is that working out? That's called the wisdom of the crowd. Okay, the wisdom of the crowd. The wisdom of the crowd. One person doesn't know what's going on. Okay, you ask 10 people, no one knows what's going on. But collectively, how they price stuff without even knowing, that's your market price. They do know what's going on. It's Metcalfe's law. I mean, look at Bitcoin, by the way. Satoshi never said to buy Bitcoin, ever. He never said to buy it. On the Bitcoin website, when he first made it, he specifically has an email, Satoshi, he says, do not call Bitcoin an investment contract. Get the word investment out. He goes, if people decide that's what they want to do, let them decide. Yeah. And look at it. Metcalfe's law perfectly. Isn't that wild? Yeah, he never said to buy it. The white paper doesn't even have the halvening in it. He never talked about the price pump thing. So it's just interesting how inherently, without a formula, the wisdom of the crowd globally, we're pricing stuff in. Okay, but this is what happens with stocks as well. Thomas, sent Unk alert. Thank you so much, sir. It's purple with a siren alert. I appreciate you sending a gift. Thank you so much, my friends. You all keep the lights on, you know. McDonald's does most of the heavy lifting, but I appreciate all of you. We're going to get to the comments and stuff as well, friends. We have all the baby dolls in here. Thank you to Mr. MVS Crypto as well. We have some nice, hot, sexy comments, and then we've got some alpha and stuff coming as well. Let's go. From the Frog. What's a fella got to do to make it through this cycle? DCA your ass. That is exactly it. And for everyone just joining, friends, as well, you got to get some Pumpy G music, just as a reminder. If you just inverse retail, do the opposite of retail, your conclusion is, instead of going all in, you DCA buy. Instead of buying Bitcoin, you buy altcoins. Okay? And instead of waiting for the end of the year crash, you just start doing it now. Okay? That's it. That's why you DCA buying, just inverse retail. Just like how Jim Cramer said he's selling Bitcoin because of the quantum FUD. I guess he was hanging around in Ivan on Tech's live stream. Quantum. I guess Jim Cramer finally cheated his BTC. Also, friends, Eric Wall has posted about PulseChain, calling buyers of it retardios. He says PulseChain is the bellwether of retardio money, the first signs of a crypto spring. Understand, he doesn't even know how to chart it on Dex Screener, just to show you an idea. What do you guys think? Are we retardios? Yeah. You know, but the best time to buy Bitcoin is when people called you drug dealer, terrorist, laundering, enabler, back when it was like $10, $13. You know, I remember, friends, Bitcoin used to be called Mexican cartel money. I still remember when it was like $13. Yeah. Very funny. Let's continue. White Lightning node is in here, not to be confused with the Black Lightning node. Hello, gents and fellow dick butts. Speaking of dick butts, let's go have a look at the dick with butt chart. So just as one example, friends, many altcoins on PulseChain, because Pulse is really, really low, everything's bonked. So you have to look at the ratios and check out the telemograms to see people in here. This is dick with butt. This is the USD price, okay, rounding off. But if you look at the pulse ratio, you can see it is starting to rotate on higher. Ain't that funny? It's actually left the buy zone. This is freaking hilarious. And look, it didn't even give you a warning, which is funny. It's almost like Pulse was just dumped excessively, right? Isn't it funny? So as crypto capitulated, this thing went up. Yeah, it's almost telling you Pulse was like jammed down, all right? It's almost telling you the past 7 months was like artificially jammed down because none of the meme coins on Dick-With-Butt sold. If it was a true panic, people would have been selling all the meme coins and altcoins of PulseChain, but they haven't. Why is that? It's because it's already been a very long time. They're already rinsed out from 2025 at the beginning of the year. Hence why, like, basically the bear market actually started when Trump won. That was actually the top. See, so it's just giving you an idea of what's happening. Now, of course, most people would say, hey, that's hope and cope, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, what are they doing, friends? They're still waiting on the sidelines. Good luck. We'll see you in 24 months. Hopefully you've retired from your clicky, keep clicking psyop. From the fog. It's a Mogger super cycle. I do agree. Soldier USA with an F. The sad part is Taproot Wizards, which is Eric Wall's wizard coin NFT. The chart is down big time. And so I saw your comment earlier. That's why I've actually brought up the Taproot Wizards price chart. This is Eric Wall annuity. Friends, I forgot how much they made. Someone said, I can't remember, but I think they made an absurd amount. Something like 400 or 800 Bitcoin between the two. I don't know if that's a real number. I don't know what it is because they minted the NFTs and I think they sold it to everyone. And then they made a lot of money. I'm not sure if that's true. I forgot, but man, that's a lot. If it's real, that explains Eric Wall's hiatus. So someone literally imagine him and Udi split like I don't know how much it is. I can't confirm, but I just saw some tweets and stuff about this a long time ago. Can you imagine he made 200 Bitcoin off that? That means he made 20 million off that. Man, that is absolutely wild. Friends, can I tell you something as well? And I've got to pick my nipples for this one. And actually, by popular demand, I've actually got the blue ones as well. Okay, we have to be serious for now. All right. In 2023, do you remember it was hope and disbelief going up? Okay. Now, I just want to tell you what was happening. Let's actually go back to 2023. In 2023, friends, see this big green candle? This is BlackRock announcing they're going to do the ETF. Now, during this September FUD, you had Ben Copen calling for 10K, Crypto Crapo calling for 10K, Ivan on Quantum was bearish, everyone was bearish. Okay, everyone was bearish here. And I think Ivan on Quantum was bearish because he has a super trend line, but it's just tighter. So it actually flipped red here. Okay, it actually flipped red. So they were all bearish. Now, what I remember is, it's funny, friend. This is right before the Bitcoin ETF. Okay, as we started to go up here, October, November, right? I think around that time, Eric Wall, Eric made a capitulation essay. He says, I'm going to admit it. I don't own any Bitcoin. I'm sidelined. Okay. Now, I don't know if he got in or how much or if he's trading. I have no idea, but I was shocked. He admitted, yeah, I'm sidelined. I thought it was going to go lower. Right. And I'm tweeting about it. I'm like, dude, I told you it's a disbelief rally. I told you. But nobody believed me this whole way. Hope and disbelief, hope and disbelief, hope and disbelief. It was only up here where we realized, oh my gosh, we're all finished. You see that? That's 10 months later, by the way. That could be what we're seeing right now. Uncle Alert by Rolando. Sir, I can't see the chat. I cannot see the chat. We have a massive gift that's just spamming the chat. Thank you so much. So it makes me wonder, was he sidelined on Bitcoin and then the Taproot Wizards comes? I don't know. So you have to make these, you have to think about stuff like this, friends, because that's what they said about, say, Richard Hart and other people. They're like, oh, these guys lost all their money, so now they want your Bitcoin. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get a conclusion to this one day. Hopefully it's with us celebrating. Mr. B-Boy Sprouts, what's good, Sommi? We're great now that you're here. Thank you so much. Ultra Crusher. I am thousands of kilometers tall. Physical size is all that matters in crypto. Well done, sir. Physical size. Where do you keep your ledger? If you're thousands of kilometers tall, you must have a big butt, sir. Okay? Keep that Trezor wallet safe inside. Let's go check out deleted comments. Friends, what I love is you guys are deleting the softest, cutest FUD. So we had insights aligned, Crypto Eros. Good to see you're a bear fan. Okay, let's check. I think he's talking about teddy bear. Remember, we have the ATROPA ecosystem. It's bonded with pDAI. Let's actually look at bear, friends. Teddy bear as well. I think the bear pDAI ratio is low. We'll have a look at just ATROPA and everything. Just waiting for these things to load without being racist. So we have Teddy Bear right here. Teddy Bear price chart. Yep. Really, really, really low. Maybe this is a Teddy Bear to pDAI ratio as well. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Really low. Really low here. Or that be... Oh, really cool. So all of these things probably wake up, as I mentioned, as Pulse continues to wake up, which is what we're waiting for. Mr. Eros again with a deleted message. Coexistence Stevens, he said, is going down the glitter pants rabbit hole. Yeah, because with the friends, with the ATROPA ecosystem, in a nutshell, because no one knows what the hell's going on. It seems to be some sort of spine banking system and no one knows what's going on. Is it a test run? Is it the real thing? Everyone's got their own interpretation. It changes every time. I don't know, man. I'm just waiting for a price pump. That's what I want, all right? That's what we all want as well. Let's continue. Let's continue the friendship. Spoonie Love, Armin Clark. Thank you so much. Spoonie is here. We'll play some actually. Let's play some Spoonie Land music for everyone. From Jimmy. Jimmy made this for us. It evokes emotion, wonderland, glitter, stars, rocket ships, up arrows, the universe, some demons flying in the sky in their saucepan ships. Stefan, the Teflon Don. PulseChain right now is Odysseus from the Odyssey in disguise, dressed like a hobo. Everyone's laughing at him until he strings his bow and plucks the string, revealed his true self. Well done. Yes. Hopefully he's not Elliot Page. That's going to be awkward. It's really going to be awkward. Friends, the Matrix is trying to attack as well. YouTube's trying to rug us all. All right, let me continue. SMO Spider just says Eric Wall. Lols. Laughing out loud. Yes. Dear Eric. Dear Eric. And friends, for everyone new, Eric Wall was the original Hex fodder, called Richard Hart's Hex, the dumbest thing ever. Then it does a 10,000x. But then the community who were there, literally everybody missing now, they got really violent towards him. Like they hated him, was violent. It's like it's cult stuff at the top. And so every time X went down, he wrote another essay, another celebration and everything. And then he got like just so euphoric. He was done fudding it by the end of 2022 because it just gone down so much. And that was, Hex was 3 cents, by the way. So that's still like that's still like, we're still down 90%, I think, from that point. So just to give you an idea of how long it's been. And then he basically said, I'm just done with it because I've just basically had a bare feast with the euphoria. You know, and then PulseChain came out, then he wrote another essay a year later. He goes, it's the dumbest garbage thing ever. These pTokens are all trash. Then the absolute final nail in the coffin was pDAI, which we're not going to talk about. Warning, don't look at this chart. When pDAI went down to 0, all right, for the second time, Eric came out and he says, well, it looks like Richard did have a plan originally, but because he's dumb and fat, he doesn't know what's going on, and now everything's broken. You're all stupid. That's what he said. Is he part of the Sir Nathaniel got a tap on the shoulder clan? I don't know. Is he an insider? I always thought it would be really funny if Eric Wall turns out to be 99 Capital or LibertySwap. I thought it'd be really funny. I always think about some sort of grand reveal. It would be hilarious if it was that. But then I could be just mint curving it because this is the thing, friends. Like when you see value in something and someone fuds it, like it's so clear to you, and then you're like, nah, you sound like a smart guy. There's no way you believe what you say. No way. But friends, time and time again, you will see. That's why it's called the hated rally for a reason, right? All those people who came out to say we're going lower, they weren't just fudding. Like they're actually out. They're sidelined. They're actually sidelined. It's a sidelined super cycle, okay? Mr. Crypto Eros again. We have, oh, actually, here we go. Shusak. Was pCOCK also named after Bill Gates' Willie? Yes. Bill Gates trying to take over the world. Jab us one person at a time. Soon Sam, I've been scooping pDAI Pulse for 2 years now. Yes, pDAI. Something to do with that being the compound die. Just be super careful with this stuff, friends. Things can be rugged or moved up in any second. Stick to the basics unless you know what you're doing. And I'm here 18 hours a day. I still don't know what I'm doing. Let's continue. Mr. Crypto Eros again. ETH BTC is the chart. It shows a potential mega bull. Yes. ETH BTC, remember, ETH BTC is a reflection of, right, when things are moving up, is it going to be a failed rally or do we have legs? Okay. If ETH BTC is moving up like this, you're like, oh, I definitely don't want to get short on crypto. Okay. I want to be long for a continuation. We've got a long way to go. Soon Sam said only 23x. I'm guessing you're talking about combined hex returning back to 10 cents. But you gotta remember that's 10 cents. What if it gets to 50 cents? And that's a 100x. Okay, so isn't it funny? See him saying only 23 times my money, right? Which is just, it's so, yeah, it's such a reflection of the pain we've been through. It's like 23x is not even enough. We wasted 5 years just in all over crypto. Mr. Soldier. Hi, Sommi. When Richard Hart sent everyone one EHEX to all those wallets, wouldn't it make sense that EHEX is the chosen one that will gigasend to get eyes on the PulseChain tickers? The thing, sir, is every time I've personally said, you know what makes sense? This never happens. Just to let you know. It literally, it never happens, my friends. So I just want to show you now the EHEX price. So this is combined hex on the right-hand side. I'll show you the EHEX price chart as well. If we go all the way down here. Yeah, it does make sense, but look, I just think there's no man left behind. That's it. Just, you know, it's not worth trying to pick which one's going to move, because you got to think about it, friends. You're trying to like play a game where, oh, I want to buy the one that moves next, but you got to understand what may be happening. They're trying to play a game where they're like, okay, I've got a big shark and I want him to like get out of his bags in one coin, so I have to move something else. So make him buy the top of that. That's the bigger play. And that could be the bigger thing at play, which we don't know. But you know what we do know? We deserve some Pikachu in the jungle music. Wonderful. Mr. Vanzine, why is pShib and pPeppy running so hard? Let's check it out, friends. So pPeppy, remember, and pShib, they are on the Pulsey McPulse chains. Let's check out. There's Peppy Pulse. A lot of them, obviously, thin liquidity, thin communities. It's up 7%, I think. There's a Richard Hart Peppy. There's a lot of these other ones. I guess people are just going to rotate around. Ooh, check it out. Nice little green candle of justice. If you go check out the pulse ratio, though, it'll give you a bigger idea. It's probably cranked it. Here it is. This is the Peppy pulse ratio. Oh, wow, it's actually gapped up. There's an error in the data. It's actually right here. Yeah, that's awesome. Just be careful when it comes to these. Remember, just if you're trading, you know, don't forget the core coins, you know, because that season, right, you just I'm just saying, you really be careful, because there'll be new coins that come out. You just don't know. Right? You just don't want to be caught with your pants down, right? Because everyone's got a nice set of magnifying glasses. Let's continue. Sent W for 10 joules. Thank you so much, Mr. Soon Sammy. Not later, Sam. Soon, Sam. Press F for 10 joules. The crown jewels. Erection hex. Let's continue. Hexiness. 2 days of work and 2 days catching your live stream. Actually live. Thank you for keeping me entertained for the last couple of years. You're welcome, my friend. I just didn't think it would be here 2026 and Ethereum's under $2,000. So look, man, I think we've learned something, friends. When the robots are here, you got a robot dog, you got a robot maid, you got a robot vacuum, and it does backflips for you to entertain you. No matter what the stock market's doing, just know nothing in this life is guaranteed. All right. We had a lost decade of crypto. Now, technically it's been 9 years, but you know, by next year, we're not going to be breaking the all-time high. So as soon as we hit 2027, it'll be officially a lost decade. I think it's just taught everybody that Ray Dalio was right. Ray Dalio said, be careful of going all in on one asset. He goes, because in the past 2,000 years, if you are in one asset and you live for, let's say, 50, 60 years after you turn 15 or whatever on average, there is a near certain chance in, say you have say they measure everything in decades, right? 10-year blocks. If you're in one asset, there's a very near certain chance your asset at some point will be cooked for that decade. You'll have a cooked decade. There'll be a lost 10-year garbage, you know, just like the stocks from 2000 to 2010, literally nowhere. Okay. And we've just had it in crypto. Crypto from effectively 2017 to 2026, this period, altcoins destroyed still. And by the way, it's still continuing. Okay, so we've learned this, right? So how do you avoid it? Well, you know, diversify. And then you go diversify into what? With what profits? It's hard, man. It's hard. That's why I find a lot of people, it's not just about, there's some luck involved, man. There is some luck involved. If you like, some people will say, like, if we win, when we win, people will say, oh, like, you did really, really good. And we're like, yeah, but we're like 5 years too early. You know? Yeah, it was worth it now, but that's only afterwards. You just don't know that, right? And a lot of people tapped out. They can't take 5 years, right? They cannot take 5 years, which is totally understandable because stock market guys, and they're going up only. They're getting dividend payments. The government has to rescue them. It's the easiest cushion of all time. It's so easy. In the stock market, how people get into trouble is they have to do margin. Like Chris Camillo, he's got to do massive margin. I think he traded like, he started with 20,000. He's made 80 million, but he's probably paid like 30 million in tax. He's probably taken I think he's taken like 25 million out for lifestyle, maybe buying just stuff to retire him and his family or whatever. And then his account's like 20 million or something. And I think he had like a 40% drawdown and he went down to like, you know, 8 or 9 million in the account. So to just give you an idea of stuff. And that's he's betting on Amazon. You want to know why he did it? He's freaking 2x leverage long Amazon. And he's got some turbo long, literally turbo long option positions. And he's the GOAT. He's one of the GOATs, you know? So we're just a different breed, different asset. Hopefully our time is coming soon. Ultra Crusher. I was trolling Bitcoin maxis by writing, finally, we can have altcoins on Bitcoin. Thanks, BIP110. And they were seething in Ivan's chat. It was glorious. Wow, that's hilarious, man. Well done. Well done, friends. A Bitcoin maxi. They've really done this thing to themselves, friends. And I want you to remember that what we're talking about here, look, I'm here to inspire you, okay? Yes, one man can peg his own nipples, okay? For an unknown amount of time. Doesn't have to stop. But what I'm here to show you is narratives of Fugazi, okay? Because what I'm talking to you about, if Bitcoin dominance goes down here, you know what people are going to be saying? Oh, the market has rejected the pedophile's takeover of Bitcoin. The market doesn't like Wall Street pedophile Baal worshippers who are strangling and capturing Bitcoin. The market doesn't like it. It's just a narrative, man. It's just a narrative. And you know what? They'll probably believe that, friends. They'll probably believe that in wave 1 and then stop a bit and then wave 2. And then, you never know, friends. Maybe we go all the way down here and I'm going to have to make a video. And I'm like, well, sorry to tell you, but it's a pedophile super cycle, baby. It's time to go the other way. But there'll be 0% consensus. 0, okay? For certain thing. Just like right now, there is 0% consensus that altcoins are cheap against Bitcoin. Okay? All of it's just stories that we tell each other. Okay? You never give it any weight. You know, it's interesting and it's entertaining, but it's it's all about the ratio and the prices. Okay? Buy low, sell high. Soon Sam, when you buy a fat red candle, it feels good, bro. It does, sir. It does. Because you got to train yourself, though. All right? Everyone loves buying on the green, but also we've been here for 5 years, so it doesn't even matter what you did. Rap Sheet Records. Difficult to answer the poll as I just finished listening to Benjamin Coward calling for a Bitcoin final dump in October, showing 2015 January, 2018 December, 2021 November. I'm spooning them anyway. Of course, sir. So, friends, as you get to see by now, Ben Copen, he's making $900,000 a month from his VIP subscribers. Okay, so just think about the incentives. Okay, I don't care if someone's right or wrong. Forget that. Okay, flipping coins. Okay, just think about the incentives. If someone's getting paid $900,000 a month, you've got all these nerds, all these quant guys, all these people who they need to be respecting the high IQ guy because he used to work at NASA. Okay, like when you're a NASA guy, you got to have the answers for everything. All right, you're the kid we go to. Hey, what's 4 times 3? Right? I don't know how to count that many times. I don't have that many fingers. All right, and I have shoes on, so I can't count my toes. What's 4 times 3? He's the kid you go to. He'll give you the right answer. He'll say it's 11 plus 1. You see? But that is that personality. Now you're giving him money. Now you've got a group of people, right? And they're like saying, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Well, he's not going to come out like me and say, you know what? We're cheap now. And if we go down lower, you can go suck a fat one because I'm buying. Your opinion doesn't matter. I'm going to keep holding. He's not going to say that. He'll never say that. Instead, what he will say is, that's what they all say, friends. They'll say, could go down, could go up. And they'll show you like 9 fractals. All 9 fractals. They go, well, could go down, probably down, but also could go up, probably up. You get it? So what we actually find is, game friends, when people subscribe, you think they're subscribing for answers, but actually not really. They're subscribing and they're paying for a service to feel like they're in the driver's seat. Okay? To feel like, hey, I've offloaded the market reading to you. You, Gigabrain, you do the hard work for me. Okay? But what they don't know is, if they were watching anybody else do this, they'd be like, where's the value, bro? I could tell you up or down either. You know, I could tell you up or down as well. All right. So, but it's got to come from him. Okay. That's effectively what they're all doing, right? And then if it doesn't work out, they take a hiatus, come back later. But look, when I see that, you gotta understand, it is amazing setup. All right. You gotta think about it, friends. One day I'm on Crypto Banter, and they're like saying, "Hey, guy who pegs his own nibbles. How did you see it? How did you see it?" And I'll say, bro, look at the guys you were bringing. Every single guy was effectively telling you this chart doesn't matter. All right. Every single guy you brought on was saying this chart doesn't matter. Every single guy was telling me this Bitcoin dominance going up, let's put for 5 years in a row, this doesn't matter. Okay. Gravity doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, then the question is, hey, is the price like that because altcoins are worth nothing? Or is it priced like that because of something else? But that's the whole question, right? You got to believe in something, right? Do you think, you know this, dude. Vince, do you honestly think the next 1 billion people are going to come in and go, oh, before I buy this orange Bitcoin logo compared to the gray triangle, I want to spend 5 hours learning about proof of work, hash rates, cryptography, decentralized governance, the authenticity of the blockchain. Do you think 1 billion people are going to be doing that? Come on, man. No one's going to be doing that. Or do you just think they're going to come in and say, I've got to move my stable coins. I want a cashback reward. I'm using some sort of privacy rail. I want to send money to my friend over WhatsApp. I want to send them 80 cents so they can buy lollies from the vending machine. Right? What do you think is more likely? Obviously, look, not even obvious. It's not obvious. Okay. Obviously, if it was obvious to the market, this ratio wouldn't be here. Okay. So it's obviously it's not obvious. Okay. Because Bitcoin, they're still having a civil war. Okay. Pro censorship and pro pedophiles, they're missing the total big picture. Right. So this is, friends, what I mean. This is literally once in a generation setup. Stablecoins are growing at 40% year on year. 40. Bitcoin's growing at 5. What's bigger, 40 or 5? It's obviously 40. Ethereum's got 50% of the world's stablecoins. What do you think is going to happen? Okay. Friends, I can't tell you how rare these is. This is the once every 5 year thing. It's literally once every 5 year. It's that story where you're on Iced Coffee podcast with Graham Stefan and that Jack kid, and you're talking to them, all right? And you got your moggles on, and you're like, yeah, dude, you just got to go all in, dude. When you see it, you see it. When you hit it, you hit it. You just got to be a visionary, dude. You got to go all in. You're one of those guys, okay? It's literally the one, and the you got to go all in. You know, friends, for example, everyone who you know successful, like, you know, George Gammon, friends? George Gammon, he went all in on property. Okay, let's go to George. Let's actually... He's got his latest video. The entire system is on the brink of collapse. I would expect it with commercial. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's actually real. The entire system is on the brink of collapse again. So George, in the GFC, George, he saw the borrowing rate. It was like 2%. And then he says, wait a minute, 2% to go buy real estate. These people are giving away for candy, 50% drops. He went all in on that. He went all in, got like millions and millions and millions of dollars of loan, went all in 2011 and 12 and 13. You see? So, I mean, like, what if he had a 10-year ultra depression in that? You'd be cooked, right? But you don't remember that. You just see George with his cute hat saying, end the Fed, you know, goes all in on stuff like that. So I'm just telling you, a lot of people, I know all the stories. And that's why I tell you, I go, man, That's wild how everyone's saying diversification, but every rich mofo who's talking about it literally went all in at one point. That's actually why we know their name, which is interesting. That's why I never tell you, oh, diversify. I'm telling you, look, man, you got to concentrate. You got to go all in on something. If it doesn't work, okay, next life. We'll come back as a butterfly. We'll roll the dice again. But that's it. They have to concentrate, you know? And obviously, look, it's just, yeah, there is no one formula. There isn't, you know? I mean, look at us. We're right, but we're early. We hope we're right, you know? We're early. Okay, 5 years of pain. Easier said than done. Let's continue. SMO Spider. BIP 110 is the fork Bitcoin left behind. It's some interesting news. Yes, remember they have a chain split because they want to do altcoins on Bitcoin. They love the Ethereum technology. They want to do more of it, okay? And they want, yes, everything that Ethereum's doing. You know, friends, I'm not joking. You know, Bitcoin, friends, there's an unwritten agreement between them. And I'm not making this up. Ethereum is their testnet, just so you know. Okay, I'm not making this up. Ethereum is the testnet for Bitcoin. When Ethereum has like done something and it's worked for like 15 or 20 years, whatever the time is, after a very, very, very long time, Bitcoin take the safest amount of code that has been tested and tried and proved, and it's really, really, really slow, and they can think about putting it into Bitcoin. All right, that's actually what's happening, right? But that's why the pro censorship BIP 110, they can see that happening. That's why they have the altcoins on there, and they're like saying, no, this is a slippery slope. This is a slippery slope, you know? But you can see that consensus wants the altcoins on it. Okay, let's continue. George, he says Spoonie. Thank you so much, Georgie. 2 Spoonies for everyone. We appreciate you, George. Thank you so much. God bless you. We love George. Watches me on the way home from work. I appreciate you, friends. I appreciate it. Now, Ultra Crusher. Is it true all of the hexagons is being put into the data field for each Bitcoin block, effectively putting hex on Bitcoin? Thanks, people on 10. That'd be so funny. That'd be hilarious. They actually do that. Yeah, friends. So this type of fork, if you will, no pun intended, with crypto, because such a long time, you either feel really, 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 really wrong and nothing matters, or the move is going to be so big it just takes a long time to turn over, and that's exactly probably what's coming. Let's play some Pumpy G music again. Ghost Unit. Aloha, Sommi. From Hawaii. Maybe. Aloha. Thoughts on XMR? Okay, that is Monero, friends. XMR Monero. You gotta love Monero. I mean, Richard Hart likes Monero. It's one of the only coins he actually likes. He likes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, and HEX. This was pre-PulseChain. This is the Monero chart. Now, friends, the real Monero chart is the XMR to BTC ratio, okay? But this is, if you type in XMR to BTC, it doesn't give you the real one. So you have to manually construct it. So I'll just show you. I'll just do it right now. You have to manually construct past data with past data. Oh, this is a very nice chart. My God, this is really good. Yeah, man, this is good. This is good to go. Look at that. Yeah, she's good to go, my friends. Monero, I think... look, if I don't know anything, if I'm just going to draw a fib up to right here, Monero from here to here, but look at the rate, friend. Look what they're all going to be excited about. That's actually pretty good. That's a 263% gain on Bitcoin. That's a 3.6x. Okay, if it goes up here, maybe it does go up here, chop around for another year, and then break on higher. Okay, and by the way, friends, this is very important. This chart, because it proves to you you don't need the latest tech. You just need people to never forget about you. This is Monero, and you can come back. And the BTC ratio can come back. This is, friends, you know, I talk about the lost decade. Look at this, 2017 right here. And this is 2027. All right, so it's literally a lost decade. It might even be longer. So yeah, man, I think Monero looks really good. I think it looks really good. But I wouldn't know about that because you can't trace it. And it's for good citizens only, am I right? So yeah, Monero looks awesome. Also, Crashius Clay, I think he likes Monero. Funny enough, I think he used to like HEX back in the day before the minus 99%. But you don't really blame him. We'll see. The cope is real, Mr. Q. Corgan X says. Neurofocus Lab. Let's actually, friends, now I've said the word lab, let's play the Pokemon lab music. My friend, Neurofocus Lab. Is it Richard Hart who is bridging in 300k net per day? Or is it plebs like us? I don't know. I don't look. I don't know, but if I was to guess, it was the pioneers dumping it down, and now it's the pioneers moving it up. Okay, that's I've been saying this for 10 months, and then people would say, but why? But why? But why would you do this? And I'm like, bro, well, it's a decentralized platform, so you can't ask big sharks to start cheating now, right? So maybe you have to drag the prices lower and let them cheat lower. And then I would say that, but just the emotional pain of that was just too much. But yeah, friends, it's we don't know. Maybe not meant to know. Thinking about that though, you're never going to get a conclusion, all right? Because actually, at the top, you'll probably find like crypto banter. Like Randy Boo will probably be saying, "There's something I know about Richard Hart. He really wants to succeed. So he's going to pump his chain and he's going to buy. So you have to buy now in the front end." I can see that's the final wave of people, right? It's the final wave. You never know. You never know. And that's like, I'll say this now. I think everyone's going to forget. But in my mind, how we finish the end game, it's everyone can see a pot of money and then 5% of it allocates to buy the top. But everyone thinks the rest of 90% is going to allocate, and it never allocates. And the rest of the crypto industry has to bag hold on the way down. That's how I see the end game. And they're like the final non-believers, because they're only there because they see a cash pile that they think is going to keep buying. So they think they're early. Okay. Yeah, friends, but don't think about too much about the ins and outs of this. Just think about how blessed we are. We've got like a 3D view of this. Because it's funny, you know what I'm talking about. 99.999% of the crypto industry thinks, no, it's dead. It's never coming back. It's dead. You're like, you've lost your mind. No, I mean, friends, we got people in PulseChain. We have Brandon B saying it's extractor reload coin and is never coming back. Like guys in the ecosystem who have been here for 5 years are saying totally cooked, never coming back. So I just want to show you how oversold we are. Like the market has given a 0% chance of coming back. That's also, friends, when you see PulseChain, this is HEX, right? Recovering. People should be listening, dude. Like, oh, you said it was dead. Now there's a heartbeat, right? Oh, if something's dead, its value is 0. Okay, what's its value alive? Yeah, but you got to think about market expectations and positioning. If everybody thinks something is dead, let's say there's a football team, friends, for example, a football team, okay? Let's say you thought with the market that one of the football teams, all of them just died in the locker room, all right? So the poly market would go from, let's say it's trading at 50 cents for that team to win. It goes down to 0. You get it? Imagine you went into the locker room and you're like, wait a minute. There's an actual heartbeat in this locker room. They're not actually dead. What would you go do? You'd go to the poly market, you'd buy it back up, right? Because everyone in the world thinks the locker room, everybody's dead in there. Do you see? But it's the same thing with PulseChain. People think there's no pulse, no pun intended. They think it's actually dead. That's actually the best opportunity to go from 0 to alive. But that's why it's rare though, okay? Like it's rare circumstances for the whole world to think something is genuinely dead and for you to get insider asymmetric information and see that it's alive. No one's ever going to give you this. You have to find it yourself. Do you get it? That's also why, say with pDAI, stupid garbage coin, when we went to 0 for the second time, people said inflation bug, inflation bug, inflation bug. And then we go, well, tell me what inflation bug stops inflating. Tell me where that happens, my friend. The quantity stopped at 44 billion. Is it a bug? Or did the pDAI move out of the vaults and now it's counted on the Explorer? Do you see how rare that is? No one's ever seen that before. Yeah. But because no one in the world's ever seen that before, that's why the upside is 500x if stupid garbage coin works out. Do you see? Let's check it now. 540x. Yep. And PulseChain and HEX, maybe their upside's 100x higher. Who knows? Okay. Hopefully higher. Okay. These are super, super, super rare, friends. But this crypto, right? You're trying to buy a penny for $1. Okay. You don't get this in the stock market. It's super rare. It's literally impossibly rare because they have to do reporting and cash flow. It's really, really rare. In the stock market, you're a genius if you can buy $1 for 30 cents. Yeah. That's a stock market. If you can buy $1 for 30 cents, you'll be the next Warren Buffett. Literally, okay? But in crypto, I don't want to buy a dollar for 30 cents. That's a scam. 3x, bro. Okay, look at this Pokeball. Right? We need at least a 20. And that means you want to be looking for a 5 cent, okay? Which is what we actually are. Let's continue. Let's continue, my friends. Q Organics. The tablets are not working because the tablets are not working. Doesn't have anything to do with anything else. That is referring to the PulseChain tablets, friends. You could draw lots of things. Draw pegs, draw lollipops, draw the hex logo. Candlestick bar. Thank you. I love you. Oh, and your avatar's just green candles. There is no such thing as red, okay? What year did you get into crypto, Sommi? I got in 2018 at the end, okay? I got in the end of 2018. Right here, I was trading on BitMEX with Matt. All my friends were trading on BitMEX, trading a prop firm. And I told all my family and friends, you got to buy Bitcoin. I just researched it. It's gone to 100 grand. And then it went down. And I said, you got to buy more, man. You have to buy more. No one bought. 0. And then my very, very close friends, I spent the next, from here, I spent, friends, I'm not joking, from, let's say, from December to December. See this? See this 12-month period? I spent 2 times a week, every week, trying to convince my friends to buy Bitcoin. And one friend would only buy 1. That 2 of them bought or just 1. That's it. And it's funny, one of my friends who bought, here's the one. He went to work, worked in a warehouse. It's a Filipino guy. XRP just hit $1 in the top of 2017. Literally, a Filipino guy at lunch, in the lunchroom. He comes in. He says, XRP is going to $100. I just read this article. Okay. My friend didn't know what XRP was. He sends him this article. Friends, it's one of those articles where it looks like one of those Facebook boomer generated articles where it's just, you know, it's repeating the same paragraph over and over again. No information, no nothing. It was just slop. And he went and put in his whole life savings, $87,000 in a 15-minute conversation, dude. Yeah, he kept DCA buying on the way up. That was the friend. But a Filipino guy convinced him in 15 minutes to put his life savings in. He put 87,000. And then I spent a year with 100 literally meetups getting him to put in just $8,000. So 90% less. So just to tell you, man, price is up. You don't have to do anything, right? 15-minute eating sandwiches with a Filipino friend. Okay, let's go all in, right? But then prices are low. No. Could go to 0. It's a scam. It was funny, man. It was just, yeah. And here it is. This is literally that's that beginning. And that's why I learned so much. I was like, dude, I can't believe this guy literally. Real story, friends. 87,000. That's why it's gonna happen again. Nothing's gonna change. Let's continue. Cody, another Sommi stream. Is Sommi getting excited? I am. I can't tilt the camera down, but I am. Rap sheet. Deezy from around the block is on Gareth Soloway's verified investing now. Wow, really? Remember Deezy, friends? Deezy was the hipster guy, cool guy. He was with around the blockchain. And then the BitBoy saga went off. Yeah, I think it was using Market Cypher to trade. Oh, gosh, man. These guys, yeah. They were like the OG 2021. Now, yeah, it's just the industry's changing, right? It's just, I guess you have to go for glory, man. There's just too many people here. Shabbat Shalom. I like fruits. Shabbat Shalom, Sommi. Dick with butt will be the first to peg. I agree, sir. Let's go. Paul speaks. How come Matty Allen's good pDAI is rugged? I'm not sure. I think that's funny, man. That's every third comment in his live stream is about that. It's a good pDAI. Remember, just so everyone knows, friends, what happened was pDAI had the thought to be bug, goes to 0. And then Richard Hart said, hey, if the market really wanted to remove the bug, someone should go make a fork of it and see if the market agrees with it. So Matty makes a sacrifice, something for good pDAI, what he calls the good pDAI. That's just so funny. No adoption. Okay, so it just shows you the market decided. Okay, it's one of those things. Almost like the BIP 110. Okay? The pizza wins. Right? That's the story of what happens. Okay? And yeah, the people just, there's still no conclusion to the story, but just showing you, hey, the market did try to, hey, do you really, really, really want to get rid of this? No? Okay. What does that mean? We'll see. I guess we'll see in the future. C. Nietio. The secret is to never give up. I appreciate you, sir. 0612, 0162. That is a secret code as well. Perma Shrimp, Sommi, I got myself blocked by Mr. Tone Gaze on his BIP 110 show for Hex is a better Bitcoin. Mr. Perma Shrimp. So everyone knows, friends, Tone Vase was like the original, one of the bad, like the rivals of Hex. Him and Eric in the first season, okay? But Tone Gaze, okay, greatest monobrow in crypto. When the hexagons came, oh man, it was so wild, friends. He was banning every single hexagon because he said it was going to zero. He did an interview with Richard Hart here, and then it went up to 0.5 cent. And he banned everyone here, and then it went up, yeah, 120x. And he was also featured on the Hex Coffin dance. I think you can have a look at, maybe if you look in, you can see, where's, oh yeah, so this picture here, friends, Tone Gaze's monobrow. We'll see it somewhere here. There's Eric Wall. There's Eric. Oh, here he is. He's the monobrow. Here it is. The goat monobrow. Yeah, that's it. Wild times. 5 years ago, man. I wonder if we'll see the same. That's also why, friends, look, knowing this as well, I don't have any antagonistic views with anyone, especially come to these. A lot of people want to see us fail. A lot of people want these things to stay low, but they're losers themselves. You know, they're losers themselves, okay? There's no, I'm going to win, come and look at me. There's none of that, all right? There's none of that. It's, I'm thankful. I'm like, you know, if you were smart, the price would have been higher and I would never have the opportunity. So I want you there. You know, it's kind of like a boxer, friends, okay? When Mike Tyson steps in the ring, he eats him alive. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, that's what we're doing, okay? He doesn't say, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You know, he's thinking, well, you know, thanks for training and putting up a good fight, right? I have to beat someone else's eyes out of their head. It just happened to be you, okay? That's literally, that's the game. Okay, that's the game. That's how you got to see it. If it's not them, it's going to be someone else. And it's also more of a like Zen approach, turn the other cheek as well. And then we actually find these, they secretly end up buying without telling you. That's another thing which you're going to be very surprised about. Friends, you haven't even seen, friends, we haven't even seen the first person of like the 100 haters who says, you know what? I had some just in case. Okay. You haven't even started that. Wait till you see those. Okay. Wait till you see those because when they look at the price chart, okay, they see this green candle, they are threatened by it going higher. It's called fear of missing out, right? It's literally, I'm not joking. They are threatened like, oh my gosh, if this goes higher, I'm going to get really, really, really embarrassed. I better let everyone know right now. You know what? I had some just in case. Actually happened with pDAI as well. Actually happened with pDAI and some hexagons. The just in case bag. It is actually, it's a wild phenomena. It really is. That's why, friends, no one's, it's rare to find people honest, you know? Like when I see a coin going up heaps, I'm not saying, oh, scam, or I was in. I'm like, I didn't have it. I hope you keep going higher. Like, I don't have any Tron. Okay, I don't have any Tron, but I'm not threatened by Tron. But a lot of people are. You know, a lot of people are because they thought it'd never go up. Let's continue. Ultra Crusher. Finally, altcoins on Bitcoin. What a novel idea. Exactly. And they're like really slow, really lacking. Takes 8 years to do something. Let's continue. Q Organics. It could be because PulseChain was made for it. Maybe dick with butt, friends. Clean Trons. Get along to the coexistence event, people. Coexistence event, people. Good times. Yes. Coexistence, Stephen. Very nice, gentle soul. Some people a bit mean to him. I want to knock him out, but also it is funny. It is, it just, I don't know why it is funny. He's so sweet. He's a good guy. Yeah, but it's really hard here. It's really hard because people always trying to take you down. Do you know that? Everyone's always everyone's trying to freaking wrestle. We want to see, this is you and me, right? We want to see strength, but we like someone taking a jab just to see how they react. Like I'll watch someone, maybe who I like, can't name it off the top of my head, but I want to see someone like jab them just to see how they react, you know? There's a method to this, friends, you know, there actually is. Like for example, if someone criticizes someone and they go, you're a pump and dump scammer, you are this or you are that, just giving you a crypto thing. If the person comes out and then they start saying like a really long essay and it sounds weak, you know, you're like, oh, why'd you say that, man? You spoke too much. Who's that guy? It's just a loser. You know what I mean? Just tend to go F off, right? But people don't really do that because remember, everyone hears that they don't really know what they're doing. They're just here. Maybe they just were like at the right place, right time. Like a lot of the influencers you and I see on crypto Twitter, they're just products of the 2017 old season cycle. Do you know that? And 2021. That's what they are, right? They don't actually have engagement much, but it's just a lot of people just know them from that. That they had a first mover advantage on crypto. Okay, so it's just funny how that's probably gonna evolve over time. Some say devolve, but we'll see. Let's continue. PulseChain RALLY, crowd favorite, 1% up is a PulseChain pump. I agree, sir. I agree. Friends, I'm just very scared of refreshing the page. Am I allowed to refresh the page? That's the final boss of PulseChain. Let's see. Okay, we did tick down a bit. See what I mean? I get very, very scared when I refresh it. I remember the pDAI thing. I remember just pressing F5 refresh, minus 25%. Okay? F5 refresh, minus 47%. F5 refresh, minus 70%. Go to Twitter. Stupid, cancer, garbage, coin, inflation bug. You know, so I'll never forget that. PTSD. Wild times. Hopefully you never see that again. Or maybe we do want to say that. You get to buy something valuable for cheap. You know, you think you want that, but I don't know if you really want that, friends. I remember, friends, I was so tired from that event, I passed out in my lounge room. Yeah, I passed out on the floor. I passed out. Yeah, I was actually dead. I was just dead. I was like, this is it. Because you know what I was thinking about? Or it's what I was thinking about. In that, I'll tell you what, in that, it's like, friends, you know that you're, like the bear's about to kill you, right? Where you think about, oh no. You know, like you have life regrets, right? I should have talked to that girl in that train, some people will say. But when I was passing out, I was thinking, you know what? If I only did a third of my size, I could live to fight another day and I'd still get the dopamine hit. You know, that's what I was thinking about. I was really thinking about that, right? So it's just to give you an idea of risk management, okay? But you're not going to remember that moment if everything succeeds in the future, right? Because you don't remember that moment, right? You never hear a story from the guy who's like, you know what? I went 1% all in and it freaking went up. You don't hear that story, man. That's early Bitcoin, so you rarely hear that story. You know what you hear a story about? Someone says, well, I had a net worth of $30,000. I put $28,000 into it and then I made 100x. That's the ones we hear. Okay, but it's not applicable. Okay, you need to be grinding, which is what we're doing here. And then you got to be careful as well, friends. If you succeed, just remember, friends, when you succeed, not if. You and I, we have no edge in real estate. We don't know how to buy stocks. Johnson & Johnson, all I know is about its baby bum powder. I have no idea how to value the company properly. I don't know about the meme of AI and hardware. You don't have edge there, okay? You don't know anything about art. Just be careful, okay? And you don't know how to trade either. So you have to learn this stuff now. You understand? You stay in your lane. That's your edge. Because you find out, friends, humans, they're not so dumb. They're actually really smart. But so to get an edge, you have to work 10 times harder, which is what we're doing right now. But you have to allocate where you work 10 times harder. You can't do everything at once. That's called being a cookie cutter, okay? And rest in peace, Big Lenny. I light the candle for him. Remember, friends, Big Lenny, remember, never be a cookie cutter, my friends. We'll have to fix the battery soon. Okay. Abyss, will someone like Ivan on Tech be bearish the whole way up, or will he eventually fit? So, friends, what you don't know is, I'll show it to you now, friend. I'll literally just show it to you now, friends. Ivan, friends, I'll just show you the S&P 500. Okay, let's put a weekly super trend just to prove it to you. Okay, friends, Ivan. Okay, this has been happening in front of your face, but remember I told you, friends, it's way easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. I'll just show you, dude. Like, it's right here. Him and Ben Copen and Trader Main said to get short, stocks are crashing this year. Actually, Ivan on Quantum, Ben Copen, Trader Main, and Uncle Bob Lucas. 4 of them that I know off the top of my head. And there's so many others, okay? This is where they said get short, get short, get short. Look, super trend flips red down here and keep getting short. What ends up happening? You're destroyed, okay? So I'll just show you now, friends. If you are short here, all right, you have to take your loss when it flips green. You've lost like 15%. And by the way, 15% is a 1.5 year return of holding in the S&P 500. You've lost that in one trade. You're down 1.5 years already. Okay, let's continue. Then the AI topping out bubble fears. Okay, it literally, friends, look at this, bro. It literally flipped red on the actual bottom. And then he says, get short, get short, get short, stay short. The trend is down, the trend is down. What happens? Oh, crap, we went up only. You have now lost another 11%. you've now lost in 2 trades. You have lost from your allocation. You've lost now 2.5 years of holding the S&P. You're down 2.5 years of returns. Okay, 2.5 years of returns. And now you're waiting here to get long. Are you going to take profit out? Well, you're down. You're down. You've only made 8%, but you're down 25%. So wouldn't it be funny if this thing just reverses red? If this thing reverses red, you're actually going to take a loss again. So I'm just showing you that this is just happening right in front. Look, you can't do indicators on this big boy stuff. You can't, okay? There's a reason why these hedge funds are considered top tier amazing if they make 20%. Yeah, when the S&P does 10. There's a reason for that, dude. There's a reason why we're in crypto. Because crypto is easier. You understand? But how's it easier? Is it easier to trade? Some people say that. Where are all the millionaire traders? Where are they? I can count like 15 of them. What about the other 950,000 who traded? Okay, so this is happening right in front of your eyes, man. There is no edge here. But see what happened. This is the thing, man. See, holding for 5 years, you now have PTSD. You're like, no, I never want to hold again. Never want to hold again. So what's actually happening is everyone's now skitty. And they never want to hold anything. So you feel safer if you keep taking a loss, right? But look, you get mogged here, you got mogged here. What about this one? October 2023, look at this, friends. You see this? Flipped red, you lost here as well. You're down another 1%. You're down another 1 year, down 10%, okay? So, I mean, friends, look at this. If you got long up here, cut and reverse, all right, you have to sell here, all right? You made 19%. But then it comes back down here and you're short. All right. And then you have to look at this. You lose up here. What did you made 19, you lost 8. So you've made 11. Okay. So I'm just going to write it down. The trader has made 11. Okay. The trader has made 11. But if, this is the funny part. If you actually bought when the super trend flipped red, okay, what are you up here when this person's stopping out? You're up 44%. That's 45. You're 45. I want to ask you what's bigger, bro. 11 or 45? 11 or 45? 45. You're up 4 times as much. You did nothing. You just bought. Okay? But the 11% guy, he's doing more actions. He's selling, he's buying, he's shorting, he's selling. So he has the illusion of pressing buttons to protect himself from the downside. Okay, but you just keep missing out. But the thing is, see, friends, you don't know about your opportunity cost. That guy who's trading, he doesn't know he's missed out 45%, okay? What he does is, this is what everybody does. They go and look at one of the altcoins, and they're like, oh, you've made no money in 3 years. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. That's another mistake, looking at other people, right? But then we're literally telling them, hey, do you want to allocate to this thing that was going to 0 and no longer going to 0? No, they don't. Okay, so that you realize, remember, friends, I tell you, it's so much easier to fool people than convince them they've been fooled. You understand? Also, another thing, all these traders and stuff, friends, it's selection bias, okay? They will not tell you what the next big thing to move up is, okay? Friends, do you want me to mog everyone right now? I'll mog everyone. Let's mog them together. Let me show you hell on earth using a weekly super trend. I'll show it to you. It's called Bill Gates' Microsoft. You want to see it? You want to see it? Right? Look at this. Friends, bro, you don't have an account anymore. Look at this. Buy, sell, buy. Look at this, friends. Get long, take a loss. Get short, take a loss. Get long, take a loss. Here you go. Get long, take a loss. Get short, take a loss. Get short, take a loss. Loss. Friends, look at the bottom. That's 7 years, bro. That's 7 years. That's 7 years. That's Microsoft, right? That's Microsoft. Now, the funny part is when people are trying to talk to you about indicators and trading, they don't show you Microsoft because it's selection bias. They will show you NVIDIA, won't they? Yes, because it's so much easier to selectively, biasly choose the stock you already did did the unicorn run, didn't you? This is NVIDIA. You see this? They're like, oh, if you buy NVIDIA on a trend, it's up. Habib, there's 2,000 stocks to choose from. Why did you choose NVIDIA? No answer. Why not Microsoft? Why not Apple? Apple wasn't that good either. Well, maybe it was a unicorn at the time. Now it's slowed down for the past 3 years. Okay? Why not anything else? Why not Ford? Right? Why not Intel? You see, it's selection bias. It's the same thing with altcoins. Okay? Look, remember I told you it's so much easier to fool you than convince you being fooled. So if you're going to scam everyone, this is what you do, bro. You've got 300 things. Go to the top 5 unicorns, just select them and show your indicator on it, right? Right? But so people don't know they're getting fooled. Because if you sit someone down and I'm like, hey, bro, I'll ask you right now, what's going to move the most in the next 24 months out of Litecoin, copper, gold, the Turkish currency, the Singapore index, the German DAX, the German 10-year bond, or cattle? What's going to move the most? You got no idea. You're like, bro, I got no idea what I'm looking at. Exactly. You have no edge. You have no edge. You don't know what's going to move up the most, right? If you're following these trends, you have to know what's going to move up the most, right? Then you might say, oh, why don't you just get all of them? Yeah. Go trade a basket of 100 things and tell me how that works out. You're going to get the average market return, okay? Because you're not concentrating anymore. So isn't it funny? I just spent like 5 to 10 minutes explaining for you how you get fooled, right? 10 minutes. But I could literally just show like 3 charts. Oh, see, indicator goes up, give me money. So see, that's how it works, fam. They've been doing this since bucket shops for like years and years and years and years. There is no edge in this, you get it? But because I've been trading for like forever, I know it's like that. But new person comes in, they go, hey, coins are going up, and this thing went up, and Bitcoin's 150K. What do I want to do? Okay, so it's never ever going to stop, which is an actual advantage for you and me, because it means these people got a lot of money, they want to be in control, and they don't know how to win. So what they're going to do is they will be parted with their money. A fool and his money is easily parted at the wrong time, at the wrong place, trading too many things, otherwise known as exit liquidity, my friends. Always the exit liquidity. That's how the game works, right? That's exactly how it works. And then that's a guy who's hearing about US strategic reserve and is going all in with his life savings on Bitcoin, not knowing that's an exit liquidity event. Yep. There you go, my friends. Let's continue. Hope you are enjoying this high value content, friends. I've literally shot myself in the foot 18 times because I've just literally I'm making you guys too smart. You understand? I'm like, what I'm telling you is anti-Wall Street, anti-trading, anti-guru, anti-all this other stuff. It is anti, okay? That's how they make money, man. It's men, friends. We always want to feel like we're in control. I want to press the button. I want to use the indicator. I follow. Green, red down, you know? Yeah, but look around you, bro. The people doing that stuff aren't retiring. You understand? The people selling you the stuff are retiring. You know who's retiring around you? It's like a nutcase with a Pokeball who continues to DCA buy. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Not knowing when the payoff is. Just knowing that it's a buyer's market. That's actually the person who wins. But that kills everyone because you don't know when moon. You get it? You just don't know when moon. Let's continue. Let's continue. Abyss, my friend asked me why Hex was pumping. I just laughed. I love that, dude. I love that. They always ask you why. Why is this going up? Why is this going up? More buyers and sellers. They need to know why. They need to know why. You tell them Hex is pumping because Sommi flashed his feet on stream. Okay? That's why. That's why. I've got Ricky. The Ricky Eyes Fitness. 20,000 copperoonies from Colombia. Survived the earthquake today in Colombia. Sir, we are praying for you. Due to my conviction of pDAI. We appreciate you, sir. It could be, you know, the Matrix is trying to stop you from holding. We pray for you and your family, sir. Earthquakes are serious business. You know, some of them man-made. I mean, the Israel super cycle is really under the way. Also, speaking of earthquakes, I just got to throw this out there. Friends, there's a town or an area. They're meant to get like one earthquake every 30 years. And I think Israel was attacking maybe like some Hezbollah or something in there. I forgot exactly what it was. Israel was attacking them. And this place, they're meant to get an earthquake once every 30 years. And then in 1 month, while Israel was attacking them, they got 11 earthquakes or something. Just telling you, it's the Israel super cycle, baby. That's right, earthquakes. I'm telling you, yeah. It's funny. I'll just never forget that. Yeah, just like one little piece of news. Got total coincidence. You know, what are the chances? What are the chances? Let's continue. Mr. Abyss, my friend, asking about Hex, is an XRP maxi. He's got $30,000 in XRP. I said, bro, I beg of you, peel off 5%. He goes, no, it's probably just a temporary pump. Yeah, man, XRP friends, good community, strong community, lots of riddles and mystery, but also very high market cap, all right? And XRP as well, a perfect example. You don't even need tech. Ripple just have dumped $1.5 billion. That's on their balance sheet. I hope XRP does make it to $8 or $9, $10 because that means we monstrously go up as well. But yeah, man, friends, I know a lot of people at XRP. They're never getting out, dude. They're never getting out. I don't even know why they like it. I don't know what it is. They love it. You know, XRP, friends, XRP, just to let you know, the demographic of XRP person is, I like crypto and the new stuff. Okay, number one. Number two, I want to participate. Number two. Number three, I think the government and the banks are going to win. All right? So we're not going to have anarchy. If you think of anarchy, you'll be in Bitcoin because it's self-sovereign money like that. Okay? But if you think, I think the government's going to win and we're going to have to meet in the middle, that's XRP. Okay? But what I'm telling you is no one in the crypto industry talks like that. When you hear Crypto or Ivan, they call them stupid. They go, you're stupid, XRP's dumb, centralized, dumb, talk down on you, okay? But they have not spent the time to investigate. Why are you in that? That's the answer. I wanted to know, why are you holding it? And now you know why, okay? It's not because they're dumb. It's just they're taking a bet that the government's going to have to meet everyone in the middle, right? Which it's, when I talk to you like that, sounds reasonable, doesn't it? You know? It's funny, XRP was considered the cursed coin, third cycle curse, and then it ran early. Now it's having a dump of Roonies. Here it is down here. Okay. So there you go, friends. You know, instead of pushing each other away, if we find out why someone values something, you never know. Just keep on the back pocket, friends. And it might pay you a lot one day. We'll see. Juice and vibes. Yeah, I had 3 friends sell the exact peak of bottom. Friends, I'm not joking. Literally one of my close friends, Andrew, his uncle literally sold the exact bottom of HEX to do a tax loss. And then we literally went up 300%. I couldn't believe it. I still actually haven't talked to him about that. I feel bad. I'm like, bro, your uncle's been holding 5 years with us. He literally sold the bottom, dude. Ah, man. I'll tell you, consume souls, friends. Markets consume souls. Abyss, what do these people like Eric Wall have against Richard Hahn? I feel like the rage marketing worked on those guys a lot. I'll tell you what it is, Mr. Abyss. I know the answer. I want to know too. They know Richard's smart and he makes a good argument case. But ultimately, to them, he is in the world of sin because he's outside of Bitcoin Maxi camp. And they know the odds are very against him being an altcoin, okay? But they know he's smart and his arguments sound smart. Right? But they don't want to leave the main town. Okay? They don't want to leave the main town. So when the price is not working and going down, what they're doing is they're imagining how bad their life would be if they actually trusted him. Okay? That's why they come and they talk. That's a human reaction, right? Like, oh, I was almost going to trust you. I was almost going to trust you. You sounded so smart. Okay? That's what it is, all right? So that's actually what it is. That's actually what's going on. That's what they're like. That's also why if the HEX price chart goes up, they're all going to feel embarrassed, right? But we've been saying this for a long time. You know, I'm totally aware. So they're like waiting for that trophy moment. I'll tell you right now, dude, they disappear. They go away, dude. They don't come around. Yeah. Like everyone thinks Richard's Heart's going to do like a victory tour. Bro, they're gone. They go away. I was here. They disappear. They don't show themselves. They don't show themselves, friends. Right? They do not come and show themselves to be paraded around. They run away. So it's a unicorn, man. You're trying to chase a unicorn. It's nothing. Then they don't appear. Like you want so bad for that. You just want to put their big head and a big green candle, and you want them to be like, look at this, respect and worship. I had to listen to you for 3 years. Now you're gonna hear me for 3 years. No. They disappear, dude. They stop posting on Twitter. They don't reply. Maybe they even mute you. They just stop posting. They go away. They take a holiday. They're cowards. They're cowards, my friends. That's why it's more important to look at, is it a buyer's market or not? Notice I say, is it a buyer's market? Not, oh, let's look at one guy and try poke fun at him, right? That's the most important part. I'll tell you this. We do it time and time again. Friends, best example, Ben Copen. Friends, Ben Copen in 2023, friends, you got to understand, friends, I was getting attacked because... Friends, I got friends who subscribe to Ben Copen. Okay, I got close friends. Okay, friends, all throughout this year in 2023, he said Bitcoin's going to 10K. Bitcoin's going to 10K. Bitcoin's going to 10K. The whole year. All right. You know, friends, in these 12 months, you know, he collected $9.8 million from them. $9.8 million, dude, from his VIP subs. Friends, can you believe, friends, Ben Copen blocked me in 2023. Okay. Because I was taking the other side of him. Okay. I was taking the other side. And I didn't even tag him. It's one of his other scum, I guess, you know, like a scum follower who's sucking on his lollipop. They must have sent him my post, okay? And he blocked me. And you understand, friends, like, they're all waiting for us to go lower, 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 lower. And what was I dreaming about? I go, man, I can't wait for me to pummel you if the price goes up. I was like licking my lips. Guess what happened? Do you want to know when the killer candle happened here? No videos, no posts, no tweets, disappears for 3 months. Never came back. And actually what happened, friends, is everyone totally forgot about him. He disappeared for 3 months. The most anticlimactic ending to the movie. It was 12 months in the making. You understand, like the Rocky movie. You're training and training and training and training. You're going to defeat Ivan Drago. You get into the ring. He's a twink. In a princess outfit. He's in high heels. You're like, well, this is not what I was thinking. You know what I mean? I was literally carrying logs of wood on my shoulder. I was, you know, having 8 eggs a day. That's what happens, friends. They disappear. And this is the funniest part. The funniest part is because crypto went up, it onboarded new people. And then the new people started subscribing up here again to him because he got bearish. That was the funniest part. He just started all over again. Friends, no lesson learned. He just started getting bearishy. Friends, in 2024, there's an interview of Ben Copen on David Lin. You know David Lin from Kitco, Asian dude? Yeah, the video is called The Case for the Bitcoin Bear Market Starting. So he collected another $9.8 million from the suckers again. Oh man, I love his dude. I love it. Like, just, it wouldn't it be funny? This guy literally collected $20 million in here. Down, 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 down. It's just, and so you get to see, man. It's a cycle, bro. It's a cycle. People come in, people come out. I could go through this over and over again. It's funny, isn't it funny? That's why it's funny, man. That's why that's why often people will say, dude, you can't rely on anyone. You can't. You have to make the decision for yourself, okay? But it's just, we lived it, bro. We lived it. Friends, also, I don't know if you remember Crypto Crew University. Actually, I'm not going to go through all the names, but I was just watching it. I was just watching, and I was like, I can't wait. You're going to get embarrassed. You're going to... I was expecting them to be like, I was wrong, fellow community. I was wrong. You paid money for me to tell you what the market was going to do. I was wrong. I now solemnly bow down to you. I am sorry for taking all your money. Nothing. They just disappear. They go on a holiday. They go on a holiday. They're like, man, this market's too hard. Anyway. Oh, man. But you don't remember them because you're having too much fun partying on the dopamine. Yeah. That's why, friends, these people, they're squirts. Friends, they're squirts. Okay? Just squirt a puddle of water on the side path, okay? It does make it fun and entertaining for me to tell you this. You would never know this. I'm here 18 hours a day. If I was never putting this together, you'd never see it. I was shocked, man. I was shocked. Because you're thinking, you're like, man, you're really sure it's going to go down. Man, this is going to be a great battle of men. No. You're the man or strong woman like Xena Warrior Princess. They're a twink. They run away. What a coward. You know, are they a coward though? Some people would say, hey, he's $9.8 million richer. Some say he's actually the genius. What do you think about that, friends? You think they're geniuses? Let's play some mystery music. Are they geniuses? It could be. Yeah? He's $10 million richer times 2. You aren't. I aren't. Makes you wonder what's happening here. Isn't it funny, man? It's funny how... It's funny what's going on. It is. And the best part is they think you're dumb. The subscribers think you're dumb. That's actually the funniest part. Let's continue. Are the protruding hair strands from Sommi's hat part of the show or an accident protruding? Man. You know what's funny, sir? I never forget when I started going on camera. I forgot, you know, like OnlyFans. I never forget in like the first 2 months, someone sent me to CryptoFace, Mr. Cookie Face, and he made this comment like it was so funny. He was like appalled that my hair's not done. He was like, oh, the disrespect. It wasn't a joke either. Like he just, because he never used to show his face and stuff. Like he just, it's just fun. It's funny. It's like, guys, do you understand we're so far down the alleyway in this crypto industry? How could you possibly give a crap what anyone else thinks? But I think it was very, very forthcoming for people just to see that. I'll never forget that, you know? And now here, many years later, we're still the same. Let's continue. Sideline Supercycle. PSA 9 Charizard. All the love and the attention. By the way, the PSA 10 Charizards, friends, in 2020, it was about 50,000 US. Now it's about 500,000 US. So it went up the same amount as Bitcoin. Bitcoin was about $6,000 or $7,000. Bitcoin also 10x'd. So isn't that wild? The Charizard 10x'd with Bitcoin. That's freaking wild, man. But also the liquidity and stuff is different. That's why crypto's better. Mr. Michael T. Sommi, how do we buy pCOCK? It's not showing LibertySwap. Why is the liquidity so low? pCOCK is on multiple liquidities. I think it's on Dex Screener as well. Why is the liquidity so low? This is just one of them. I think try to use pTokens or PulseSwap. It'll get the prices. This is it. 166 bucks. I mean, like the coin's like 379 liquidity. But also, let's look at the pulse ratio. Yeah, so try pulseswap.io or pTokens, piteas.io. Use the aggregators. Is LibertySwap an aggregator? I'm not sure. There's a bit of liquidity on the Liberty, yeah, but use the aggregator because the aggregator will search everything. It'll go to like 9mm decks and everything, and it'll grab the best prices for everything. So yeah, we'll continue. Let's continue, my friends. Jax Machine 1874. So you've been around for a long time. 1874. That was the golden year of America. My stocks are slowly making me my money back. I hate crypto. Oh man, Sir Jax, he's just such a good position, sir. Like you bought the real asset. BIP 110 got destroyed by big Bitcoin. This is the end of crypto. I think it's the beginning, sir. I don't think it's the end of crypto. I think, look, you got to think about it like this, dude. What's the biggest fear? Down 99%. Okay, it happened. Now what? Oh, we're still here. Exactly. So the best is yet to come, dude. The best is yet to come. What's your biggest fear? Mike Tyson hits you 20 times in the head. All right, he just hit you and he got back up. He got back up. Some people will say, oh, what if he kicks you in the balls now? Who cares, dude? Like, we've been through the work. It's actually the best is yet to come now. It actually is. All right? Also, really jealous because people can just go all in now, which they won't. And make money off our pain. Slackjaw. You're the goat, Sommi. Watch every vid. Slackjaw, just to let you guys know, friends. A slackjaw, you ever see people, friends, I think with a protruding jaw? Like that. I can't do it. They have like a shoe jaw. Is that the slackjaw? Yeah, I don't know. At school, everyone's got there's always a slackjaw kid. Someone with a very, very strong chin. A very strong jaw. Yeah. So yeah, they're great memories. Great memories. Thank you so much, sir. You're awesome. Thank you for being here. PulseChain Max, I'm late. Another 3 hours, right? Yeah, man, that's what the dopamine does. The dopamine gives you energy. We're moving in the right direction. Foolsy, crowd favorite. I have a neighbor that every time he sees me walking the dog gets upset. I haven't put my life savings in XRP yet. Yeah, man. They're special. XRP, Cardano, they're special. And I really hope they just don't go away. I don't want them to go away. I want them to just be around because it just increases our odds of survival as well. We've also got a lovely Hexentino 6-pounder-roonies. I'm doing legs, my man, listening to you. Never skip a leg day. We're going to make it. Yes. Also, if you've got back problems, friends, you got to do your legs as well. And don't skip on your hams. Do some hamstrings, okay? Because it all connects to your back for your posture and everything as well. Your hip flexors and stuff out here. So leg day, can't skip leg day. I do leg day every day. Okay, it's also easier if you do really. I used to vomit, friends. If I did too many legs, but if you do, you just do a part every day. Okay, do quads one day, hammies on the other. Good for your back. Good for everything. Good for your prostate as well. It is true. If you sit down all day on these squeaky chairs, basically got my ass grooved into it. yeah, some stuff gets weaker and weaker and so over time. But yeah, all these lovely health things. I'm just, every time I hear about it, I'm like, bro, you don't understand, dude. I've been holding with the baby dolls 5.5 years down. You understand? I don't care about, oh no, what's your posture? Oh no, the health. Oh no, there's plastic in your balls. Bro, do you understand what 5 years going down does to a man? We don't care anymore, dude. We're ready to flip the table, all right? Let's continue. ESA. So have you looked at the pWBTC to ATROPA versus DAI ratio? It looks ready for up. I think it does, sir. I think it is looking for ready for up as well. They're all basically extensions of the pDAI to pulse ratio. If that's ready to go up because they're all bonded, they should all be ready to go up. So that's another thing I just got to tell you is when I show the pDAI to pulse ratio, which is where it is right now, yes, ATROPA and everything else also good to go. Good to go. Maybe it goes lower. These are red, but you know, just everything's working out. Once again, just takes more time. Kingo, the biggest red flag in XRP is they have to lie about the tech and beat ETH and BTC down. Yeah. But remember, sir, the lying, it doesn't matter, man, because everyone's, it's marketing. You know, I know lying and marketing, ha ha ha, but it is that, man. It's just like every time, friends, every wedding, there's an engagement, there's a christening. Hey, Habib, you're in crypto. Hey. I'm like, 100% this guy's got XRP. He doesn't know what a hardware wallet is. He's got XRP. He's got like 20 grand sitting there and he's waiting for it to hit like 50 bucks. Spot on every single time. It's XRP every 100% of the time. I don't know how, I don't know where, friends. I just don't know, man. It's a vibe. Everyone knows about the, yeah. It's real. It's real. It's just, it's real, man. And it's funny, like they're the guys, like they've learned about market cap 15 times. They're still not sticking. It's never sticking. Like, bro, how can it's friends, you know, I've had this convo like 30 times where they say, you know, if Bitcoin got to $100,000, why can't XRP get to $1,000? Every time, bro, this convo, friends, once every 2 months, I have that convo with someone. And I'm like, and now I don't say anything. Now I'm like, you never know. It could be, bro. Really hope it does. That'd be great. Every time. Every time. It's just, friends, that was 6 years ago, been having this convo. The market cap convo, been having it for literally 6 years, right? The unit bias is the most powerful bias we have in market. They would never, ever get it. Ever get it. Ever. Which I guess is good for you and me, right? Let's continue. Jebediah, thank you, sir. Yes, LibertySwap does have an aggregator. Also, the 9mm Pro and the Switch Rags to Riches, which the Texan guy aggregators are good. Thank you so much, sir. So yeah, friends, always try to look for the best prices. Don't do big slippage. That's awesome. Yeah, aggregators. We have liquidity aggregator stuff. Slackshaw, you bet, man. The poop you come up with is hilarious. Thank you so much, bro. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where. It's for you. It's for you though. Having fun, friends. That's literally, you know, the money is made in the waiting. You know, but the waiting gets boring. This is where we all come in. Zoe, KM1 SC, one for StarCraft. Hey, Sommi, what do you think about Pink on PulseChain? That was a scam, right? What's Pink, sir? P-I-N-C. Is that anything? I'll look it up now. Is that anything to do with ink? Pink. P-I-N-C. Pink X. Oh, it's a pink. Oh, I think a guy blocked me because I said it was going to rug. Yeah, and it did rug. Some guy came out and he was posting this chart, okay? And I forgot. I think they wanted to give me money, right? They wanted to sponsorship. And before even thinking twice, I was like, what do you do? Okay, like you're an incentive token farm. I was like, bro, like how can you with a straight face, bro? Do you understand who I am? I've covered 4,000 of these things failing, and now you're number 4,001. I go, oh, sorry, I can't in good conscience even like show this chart up to anyone out here. Like it just, and I'm like, whatever, bro. And then this is the funny part. A day later, I just started rugging 30%, 60%, 96%. And then the guy blocked me. Oh, well, man, you know, it is what it is, friend. It's just, the game's really hard, man. See, good intentions or bad intentions, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, another thing in crypto, never underestimate how poor someone is. All right? You think, oh, there's only $20 in that liquidity pool. That guy's not going to rug. Think again, my friend. All right? They will. All right? Once it's PvP cannibalism, they will. So that's why you got to look for stuff with communities who, you know, don't want to cheat on a $20 move, okay? Which is, you know, easier said than done. That's the type of stuff we need. Let's continue. DocsBet, interesting. DJ Khaled covered pink. Yeah, so look, look, you got to remember, first cycle hexagons had Richard every 48 hours telling them everything's a scam. Okay, now it's us. And also when you see a pDAI and an EHEX die and then come back and then pDAI and then ink go down and then up, you're used to this. Things that are dead can come back and work. You're used to it now. But you got to really remember how rare that is. That doesn't mean now everything is happening, right? Just like you saw Jesus walk on water, doesn't mean everyone else can do that, right? Just give you an example. You saw you're witnessing miracles, but you don't know they're miracles. You just think, oh, like anything can work, but no, not everything can work. You got to be really careful. But also, friends, you got to remember, it's just like you don't want to wake up every day and say scam, 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 scam. Even though everything is poop and scam. So I use other terms. I'm like, well, you're in the Bonnie Blue line. Pub Fund, Soilana. Friends, I don't go. I could get a list of all the tickers that they're shilling today, all 38. I'm like, guess what? I've got the highest win rate in crypto. Short every single one of these, they're all going to zero within the next 90 days. Okay, and I've got a big win rate. But what does that get you, bro? Just, you know, you can't, like, it's just an endless amount of scams. So we just have to redirect our energy in one day. Mr. Zoe, yeah, it was like farming thing. I lost $1,000, but it's all right. Ethos is fire. Now I feel like, yeah, hopefully that does well for you, friends. Remember that DeFi tokens, you need someone to bid and want the reward, but also we're very, very low in the market. So as long as you don't rug, maybe people want to participate in the future. But then eventually, like, the buyers run out. We've tried absolutely everything, friends. I really hope we have a super cycle with our stablecoin cards, because, you know, it doesn't have to be stupid garbage coin, but if you're getting a bank account and loading money into a card, you're effectively DCA buying, and then you can have a buy and burn and stuff out here. I know I've been speaking of this for so much, but it's the only way forward. It's the only way forward, my friends. Like, everything else is a ticking time bomb. All right? Everyone thinks Hyperliquid's going up only forever. Bro, it's not. Eventually, it's going to do the 90%. I don't know when, I don't know how, but it eventually will. You know, so welcome to life. Where's PulseChain going from here, friends? HEX doing the big recovery. 2 green months in a row. Beautiful to see. Same as Pulse PLS. 2 green months in a row. We had 11 red in a row. I think the best is yet to come. Keep DCA buying. When do our friends and family want to know us again? Very good question. We'll see. Probably another 3 or 4x higher. Okay. Got a friendly reminder, friends. Yes. Millions of dollars bridged out of PulseChain. Mysteriously disappeared. Now money's coming back in. What do you think that means? Maybe it means the best is yet to come. This is a lollipop. You are my friend. Like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.